Hi everyone, hope you're doing okay. Chocolate Bird here for, video review of Moser Roth's winter dessert collection. Yes, I've got a little snippet up there. I'll just remove that for the moment. Well, there we go. Yes. Hope you're doing alright. Good to see you all. Yes, good to see you all. Yeah, so pretty interesting one, this one. Had this for about a month, I think. Been trying to sort of get it, to the table, so to speak, and finally got it there. Yeah, so won the selection, won the sort of, the poll basically by a very narrow margin, maybe like 1% or something like that, but there we go. Yes, hi Andrew, how you doing? Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, I know you mentioned this one for a long time. Let's see if we can get the older. Let's have a look. See if it's still working. Hang on, will it pop up? Yeah, there we go, yes. Yeah, so this box is one of my favourite Express chocolate boxes, if not my favourite. Yeah, especially now they've ruined Dairy Box. Well, I remember you saying about that. No, I look at it 1 star. Well, I'm fingers crossed, I'm hopeful. I mean, I'm a bit worried, like with all chocolate selections, there will be a lot of, so-called mundanity in quotes. You know what I mean? Like the typical ones ticking the boxes. So we'll see there. We'll see. It seems to have a couple of interesting ones. So yeah, so that's not too bad. So we'll see. Yes, Daily Mail are doing a free offer of a free box of Nestle Dairy Box. Yes. Well, anyone will get anything for free, Andrew. If something's free, people will go for it. There we go. Yeah. So, and hi, Luke. Yes, good to see you, Luke. Yeah, glad you could make it. Yeah, good result for Scotland yesterday. Bet you were very happy about that one. Yeah, really good. Really good result there, Luke. Glad it went well, and I wasn't surprised you couldn't make the gaming afterwards, because I imagine you probably were in a bit worse for wear. So there we go. Oh yeah, there we go. But yeah, good to see you, Luke. Glad you could make it. Yeah, and we've got, as I say, here we go. A nice old winter desserts collection here. A delicious selection of 13 milk, white and dark chocolates made with Belgian chocolate and inspired by divine dessert recipes. All right, so I've got the. I did take a picture of the back. Maybe I'll show that again. Actually, why not? There we go. Yeah. So let's see how this works. Let's have a look. So you can see we've got a couple of good ones here. We've got pardon the covering my face there, but Christmas mess. Yes, a crunchy meringue mixed with tart raspberry, delightfully enhanced with citrusy. What does that say? Citrusy yuzu flavouring. There we go. Okay, well there we are. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? We've got cinnamon bun. Yeah, light and fluffy cinnamon mousse in a deliciously smooth milk chocolate shell. And Jaffa Cake. We've had this one before. That has been in another set. Tangy truffle partnered with a decadently gooey dark chocolate ganache. All right, so interesting. But we have had that in another set, so that is one that's come across from another one. Salted caramel brownie, sticky salted caramel sauce laid with rich dark chocolate ganache. Rhubarb and custard, lashings it says, of mellow creamy custard partnered with tart rhubarb. Maple and pecan, I'm sure we've seen this in another one, maple and pecan. I think I remember talking to Rick about it, saying it was the Canada special. Rich maple and caramelized pecan pieces covered in smooth milk chocolate. And then Trillionaire Shortcake, I think we've had that one before as well. So creamy milk chocolate shell filled with gooey salted caramel and milk chocolate biscuit topped with toffee pearls. There we go. And jam roly-poly, which sounds quite funny. Yeah. Buttery shortcake, brittle, laid with tart raspberry compote, hand finished with raspberry pieces. So they're very much inspired by, for better or worse, or by fluke or whatever, the sort of Hotel Chocolat H boxes, I think you'd say. Specifically, the shape and the look of it, or stuff like this. Yes, Rhubarb and Custard and jam roly-poly are my favourites. Yeah, Andrew says. Yeah, the Trainia Shortcake is a close third. I think these ones sound to be the standout ones because they just sound quite different from other things. I would say the Trainia Shortcake, perhaps is a bit more typical, but that doesn't mean it doesn't taste nice. But yeah, but yeah, I definitely think the Jaffa Cake one stands out to me. I've had that one before, and I think I quite liked it. Jam roly-poly as well sounds a good one. I must say, I do like the sound of that one. Rhubarb and Custard is interesting. I don't know if I like it as much as Andrew does, but I like the fact that it's there, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's an interesting one here. So let's give it a bit of let's have a look, peruse of the box, shall we, before we get into it proper? Why not? Let's have a see. So we've got the descriptions on the back, and we've just looked at those really. So let's have a bit of a brief peruse of the ingredients. Milk chocolate 38%, it says. There we go. White chocolate 18%. Natural vanilla flavouring, it says also. So it's got palm oil in there. So if I can get my finger somewhere. There we go, palm oil. Might have palm fat as well in there, but the one's as bad as the other if you're bothered about that, obviously. So there we are. Lemon juice, cherry juice, raspberries. Raspberry puree. Yeah, so palm oil there again. Palm oil down there again. So it's obviously in a few things. There we go. Milk chocolate contains cocoa solids 30% minimum, milk solids 20% minimum. Dark chocolate contains cocoa solids 55% minimum. So that's quite good. A good dark chocolate there. I quite like dark chocolate to be around that. So there we go. And what else have we got there? So per 100 grams, 550 calories, so just on the top end of the 500 to 550 scale I usually grant for chocolate, for calories per 100 grams. 32.6 grams of fat, 18.4 of which are saturates. And then per chocolate, approximately 13 grams, 72 calories, ooh, cracky, 4.2 grams of fat, 2.4 of which are saturates. There we go. Anything else of interest? 168 gram box. Does it say how many chocolates is? Oh yeah, pack contains 13 servings. There we go, 13 chocolates. So the problem with that is, as you can imagine, there's 8 different types of chocolate. Yeah, so 8 doesn't go into 13 twice. So we've got some that appear, probably got 3 of them, I think it generally is, that don't have, only appear once in it. So that's a bit of a shame, that one. I do find that a bit of a shame, really. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, so an interesting one. Definitely looks very nice. I would say the green one, perhaps, I feel like it could be a bit more wintry from the box, I must say. Doesn't sort of strike you as being a winter dessert box, does it? I mean, I know it doesn't really matter, but nonetheless, it's I don't know. I guess it does look a bit like, you could argue maybe a snow-covered fir tree or something. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I mean, I think that's taking, that's very much using the imagination there. But there we go. Oh, I see. So yes, and hi Joe, how's it going? How's it going? If I can speak. Good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, I hope you're doing all right. Glad that you could make it yesterday. Sorry, I don't know if you stuck around for long anyway, but thanks for turning up, by the way. Hope everyone enjoyed the games and that. Let me know what you think about it, and whether you'd like to continue. I might do a poll on it, but do let me know. I'd like to hear what people think about that. Don't sit on the fence. Just let me know, because obviously it's important. No point doing it if you don't like them. So yeah, it's a really interesting one though. Yeah, I enjoyed it yesterday. Be good to see what you think about it anyway. And if you like watching it after the event as well, let me know what you thought of that and this, that, and the other. I don't know if it's something I'm doing every week, but maybe every couple of weeks. Who knows if it's popular? So we'll see. All right, well, let's give this an open then. Let's move down a bit. So yeah, so I'll say it doesn't really look very wintry, this one, I must say. I think they definitely could have made it look more wintry. Just put some snowflakes on it. They could have done a lot to make it look more wintry, I think. But yeah, there we go. But there we are. That's there we are. That's where we are. So let's move down a bit. Give it a bit of an open then. So see, just move some stuff out of the way so we can. There we go. How about that? Yeah, might be about right. I'll just brighten the camera a bit as well. It gets a bit, or darken it rather. Let's have a see. Just gets a bit too bright sometimes. Good. If I can. Yes, okay. I press cancel there by accident. Yes. Yeah, so I was able to see the whole live. Glad you guys had a good time. Oh yes, it was good. Yeah, it was good, Joe. It was a good laugh. Yeah, it was a good laugh. Yeah, I had a good time really. It was something a bit different, Something a bit different. I did, yeah, we quite enjoyed it really. So we'll see if it's something we can keep going. But there we are. So let me just move things away a bit. Okay, there we go. Right, let's give this a bit of an over. So here's sealed with some tape on the side. So we'll just get a trusty knife to cut the tape. It's not a massively sharp knife, but it's sharp enough. Okay, there we go. Yes, Andrew, I didn't always know I was doing those games, but still enjoyed it. Yes, the one you were going to win, Andrew, I think it was one you unfortunately got kicked off from as well, so that was a bit of a shame. But yeah, we're glad you enjoyed it. It was a good laugh. I think it's not meant to be serious, it's just meant to be a laugh. So it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's not, because you say, the fact that you didn't know what you were doing, it didn't really matter. You still enjoyed it, and that's the idea, really. I don't want it to be a sort of a competitive, thing. It's more about just getting together and having a bit of a good time, really. Yes, Friday's usually a day I can make. We need to break. The footballs are typical, Luke, typical. Well, as I say, usually I'll probably try and do it on Friday, I think. I mean, there's always going to be days where people can't make it. It's going to be impossible to do a day where everyone can make unless it's just quite lucky. So that's great. Yeah, if you're up for it next time, it'd be great if you could make it. If a couple of people couldn't make it, who perhaps otherwise would have been able to. So who knows? Maybe in future it'll be a bit more packed as well. So it'd be good if you could. I'd say all you need is whatever you're using now. So if you view this channel, you don't need anything else. But you are on Discord already, so that's helpful. Yes, people should buy these sort of dairy box, a milk tray. Yeah, see. Yeah, it can be nasty brown sick of them. Yeah, well, the problem is you've got to go to where is it? Is it Aldi, isn't it? This one. I keep thinking it's little, but it's Aldi, isn't it? That's the problem. You've got to go to Aldi to start with, and then you've got to be after these. So that's the problem, I think, really, isn't it? But yeah, like you say, I think people would definitely be. I think these are definitely a cut above things like dairy box and milk tray for sure. They're just a bit more interesting. Might be a bit more expensive, maybe. You definitely get a lot less in these. You only get 13 in these. You get loads in milk tray, but they are mostly a bit a bit mundane in milk tray, I must say. I wasn't too impressed with them. You know, quantity over quality there, I think. Could argue that's me in my videos, but who knows? Yeah. All right, so there we go. Got a nice dessert there. A nice dessert card. It was pretty good. I quite like it. I like the way it comes in like that as well. Not bad. Let's take these out then. So we can see here we got two of those, two of them, two of those, two Jaffa cakes. But we've only got one of these ones here, one of those there, and one of these here. So yeah, so there's three of them we've only got one of, which is a shame. One of which looks to be, is it the Eton mess? Let's have a look. Put the old box back on. The Christmas mess, yeah. So which is, oh no, yeah. So that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? One of them that's specifically sort of quite wintry, and we've only got one of, so that's a bit disappointing. Yeah, we've only got one of the swirly one, the cinnamon bun, which is a bit disappointing as well, and one of the maple pecans. I didn't know, I thought maybe there's others we had. Yeah, okay. All right, so yeah, one of those. Yeah. Yes, let's see. Aldi's the cheapest shop in the UK, according to which? In 2021 anyway. Well, yeah. Co-op's surprisingly most expensive. Well, I'm surprised that Co-op was most expensive, actually. Waitrose, but Co-op would have expected to be quite cheap. To be honest with you, yeah, it's a bit of an unusual one, that one. Waitrose, of course, but Co-op, yeah. Mms Chocks was going on about, yes. Belgium, okay, right, Mms Chocks. Yeah, see, okay, you mentioned those before, were you? All right, so I might have, yeah. I need to perhaps, yeah, I might look into getting those, I think, if I can get the time to get to M&S. Hopefully I can. All right, so I'll tell you what we might do is, well, we'll save the ones that there's only 3 of till last. I'll just take them, yeah, let's see, which one is it? So it's this one. Well, we've done the maple one before, haven't we? Maple and pecan, I'm sure, but we'll still assume we haven't because, you know, so these are the 3 that there's only 1 of, which is a real shame. We'll just put them away somewhere. There we go. So we've got, yes, these are the ones we've all got 2 of each, so there we go. Yeah. Yes, no Co-ops near you. IMSO's a bit higher. Yeah, there used to be, well, nowadays it could have changed, but there used to be quite a bit of a discount one, Co-op from what I remember. Yeah, it used to be anyway, maybe not anymore. I'm not been, don't often go there anymore, but yeah, Co-op's expensive. Co-op is expensive. Yeah, it's a strange one, that one. Maybe they've just changed the branding a bit. It used to be a very much a, well, it used to be called Shopping Giant when I was younger, and he changed it now, you know. Yeah, so I don't know, they've just changed the branding, I think. Yeah, so maybe they've just, as you say, changed a bit. Well, there you go. I didn't realise that. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll tell you what then. We'll start, let's see, what should we start with? Let's see. Good selection of white chocolates, I would say, here as well. These are the ones I've taken out. A couple of dark chocolate ones. It's not too bad. Definitely a lot of white ones. I think you would definitely say that's unusual. You know, in these selections, generally, they often tend to leave out the white chocolate ones or to pay them lip service, basically. So it's quite interesting that they've done quite a few here. I quite like that, as I say. So, yeah. Not bad at all. So we'll go around. We'll start. So we missed the top 2 because they're not. There's only 1 of each. So we'll go to the Jaffa Cake one. Why not? We'll start with the Jaffa Cake one. Let's have a see. So there we go. Let's give it the old measure. Why not? You should check it's on 0 to start with. It was a good start. Yes. Okay. So a bit of a nice swirl on top. You can see there's a bit of a texture to it, like an orange peel texture. But I think they all tend to have that. I don't think it's just for the Jaffa Cake. Yeah, looks pretty good though. Looks pretty good. Give a measure at the base, at the bottom. About 2.9 centimetres, almost 3. At the top, we'll include the swirl. About 2.3 centimetres. Yes. At the top, it's about 2.3, 2.4, roughly. So I might have said, yeah, the base at the bottom about 3 centimetres, 2.9. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, not bad at all. Yes, you like the way these seem to be homemade. Yeah, they do have a nice quirk to them, don't they? It has to be said. Yes, they do have a bit of a quirk to them. Yeah, I know what you mean, Joe. They have a nice look, I must say. They have a nice look to them. Yeah, let's give them a bit of a cut there. So we have seen this one in one of the other selections that we did from Moser Roth. I have to destroy the swirl a bit, which is a shame. But there we go. Let's give it a bit of a cut. We can. It's got the thick base at the bottom like a lot of Moser Roths do, but look at that, yes, lots of gooey stuff come off there, which is good. Yeah, look at that. So we've got like a gooey bottom, so let's just have just see what it says is actually in it if I can. So let's move it over. Oop, there we go. Alright. So what does it say? Tangy orange truffle, partnered with a delicately gooey dark chocolate ganache. You've got the chocolate ganache at the bottom, so I'll just move this out of the way now. So that's what the gooey bit at the bottom is, that dark chocolate ganache. Let's see if it focuses in. Might do, it might, you never know. Might focus in. I don't know why it has trouble focusing. There's nothing else to focus in on here, but for some reason it's finding trouble doing it. But I think you get the gist of it. You can see there's like a, orange truffle at the top and then the dark chocolate ganache underneath. So there's nice things there, nice things going on for sure. Yeah, not bad at all. Mouse white keeps appearing on the screen. Yeah, so yeah, white chocolate, good to see. So often the case there aren't any white. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's really true that even in these dark chocolates and white chocolate, milk chocolate selections, often the white chocolates only appear a couple of times. In fact, they're difficult to find these selections. Yeah, you think Christmas will have more white? You're right. Yeah, exactly, Luke. It's good to see. It's definitely good to see. Definitely good to see. And definitely noted. As I say, the dark chocolate ones, there's only a couple, but so we kind of lost out a bit on those ones. But as I say, good to see the white chocolate ones for sure. So again, we'll give this one a taste. Let me just sort out the camera again. Yeah, have you got a favourite selection, Luke? I don't know if you ever said. I know where. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned before, actually. Yeah, what's your favourite selection? And what about you, Joe, as well? I know Andrew's got a fair few. But I think this is actually one of Andrew's, actually. But what about you, Joe? And I don't know if you get them particularly in Brazil, Joe, but maybe, yeah, Luke, what's yours? Let's give this one a go then. So it looks very interesting, doesn't it? Let's just give it a bit of a... So we can see from the knife the liquidity of it, for sure. If it's possibly the wrong terminology there, I think it means something else, but, but there we go. All right, let's give it a go. I'm interested in this one. Very excited. I think this was pretty good last time from what I remember from the other selections. So let's give it a go. Definitely tastes of dark chocolate then. It obviously works well with the probably it's Jaffa Cake. I like the orange truffle as well. Is it orange truffle? Yes, it's very nice actually. It doesn't taste like orange flavoured cowpole like the orange cream does in, say, Quality Street and things like this. It's actually a nice orange taste. I like the dark chocolate, works well with it. Chocolate ganache can't particularly taste. I'm sure it's there. See this other one here. You can see that chocolate ganache. I'm sure it just adds a bit of something, but can't particularly taste it. Well, I'll finish this off now. Why not? Overall, I'm quite happy with this one. I think it's got let's say a lovely orange cream to it, orange truffle. It's very creamy as well. It's not really truffle, it's more creamy. I like the dark chocolate. We have a problem with reverse chocolate syndrome here, don't forget. This is the first one I'm tasting, so you're bound to think this one's the best one. But you get sick of them all. I think it's quite nice actually, this one. I don't know what I gave it last time. I feel like I probably didn't give it that high a rating, but I feel like this time I probably will. I think it's a very good one, this one. I think it's got a really lovely orange truffle centre to it. I think the chocolate ganache is very nice as well, but it's a bit subtle. But I just tasted it separately and it was quite nice, quite runny. But it's not a massive chocolatey taste. So I'd say it is quite subtle. A bit overshadowed by the orange really, but you can still taste dark chocolate generally around the edge. I think that works really well. Obviously with the Jaffa Cake you don't get any kind of, I think this was my complaint last time, you don't get any kind of biscuit in there, and I feel like that was what was missing, because clearly Jaffa Cake, it's not just about the orange and it's not just about the the dark chocolate, the cake part as well. I mean that, so I think that's the problem with it, and I think that's what my problem was with it last time. It wasn't the fact it doesn't taste great. It was just it had no semblance of the cake part, so that's got to be taken into account, I think. But I do really like it as a chocolate. It's very nice. It's probably a 4.5 or 5, but I think the fact it's got no semblance, no attempt to make it Jaffa Cakey. There's no cake in there. You know what I mean? It's just orange and dark chocolate. I think that that is a shame, and and it's called Jaffa Cake. You know what I mean? So yeah. It is really nice, but I've got to dock it for that. I think it would normally be a 4.5 or 5, almost a 5, I think, really. But probably a 4.5 for sure. But yeah, I've got to say, I think a 4 out of 5, because there's just no cake in there. You know what I mean? There's no attempt to make a cake. So as nice as it isn't really a Jaffa Cake. It's just a dark chocolate, orange dark chocolate. And that appears quite often. So it's a shame. Yes, Thornton's Continental Winter Box. Yes, I think I reviewed that last year as well, actually, Luke. Yeah, that's your favourite, is it? Yeah, they're not, well, need to try more of these. They're not cheap, you're right, not cheap. And generally, the more of a present to give someone. I think I say this most weeks, actually. The more about it giving them as a present to someone rather than having them buying them for yourself. So, and then, obviously, usually as presents go, it's usually, I don't know really. There's a stereotypical present to get for people, and it's generally not generally. Well, I mean, I would appreciate some chocolates being bought for myself, but I guess generally it's from a husband to a wife, isn't it? We don't like to say this kind of thing these days, but it's probably what it is, really. So nonetheless, so basically, yes, there is a, yeah. Generally, that's the way it goes, unfortunately, and it's whether they want them or not. That's what's bought for people. But yeah, generally, so it's one of those. So as I say, you don't really get them that often, do you? But as I say, people like myself and Andrew, we often buy them ourselves. Well, I get them for the reviews, obviously. Andrew really enjoys them. So some people will do them. But I think that's it, really. So there is that kind of stereotypical way of purchasing presents for people. And because they're so expensive, they are generally just gifts. And I wouldn't necessarily say that they're worth the price, because as I say, they're more about the gift aspect of it. So I wonder if Lidl do any chocolate selections. Yeah, good question. I haven't seen any, but I'm sure they do. But Andrew might be a man for that. Andrew, do you know any at all of that? I might just go on Google and find out. Yeah, I'm just cleaning the knife here, by the way. But yeah, I don't know actually. I've not seen them, but I might have to go in at some point soon. I've just put, yeah, it's one of those. And hello, just popping your head around the door. Hello, Scotty. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you. Hope you're doing all right, Scott. Hope you're enjoying your day out. Yeah, where have you gone to, by the way? Yes, but these selections, don't think so. You don't have them much, do you, Joe? Right, okay. Yeah, one of those, isn't it? Yeah, I think it might be more of a UK thing. I'm not sure, but there we go. Yes. Oh yeah, I missed a message there, Joe. Yeah, come to think, I don't think I've ever seen this product variety of chocolates like these ones. Okay, I mean, from only sort of like, yeah, they are quite mass market things here as well, Joe. Yeah, so we do get quite a lot of mass market stuff here for them as well. Yeah, it's an interesting one. But yes, yeah, an interesting one, that one. As I say, I guess it's more, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we just have too much chocolate here. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, let's move down again. Let's try the next one. So not bad, that one. 4 out of 5. As I say, only losing a mark or half a mark at least because of the fact there was no cake. It's called Jaffa Cake, but it was no cake inside. And I could have forgot about that, actually. I almost did forget to say that, there's no cake there. But clearly, it needs to have some kind of cake representation in it, or a biscuit or whatever, something. Yeah. Lidl don't seem to have any equivalents to these Moser Roth. But they do a few JD Gross luxury Belgian chocolate selections, but I think they're quite truffle heavy. Yeah, that's the problem, Luke, as well. We're saying a lot of these chocolates are very much truffle heavy. They have lots of truffles in, lots of pralines in, and things like this. They just all go for that, And it's so half the box, if not 3/4, generally are just truffles and things. And then sometimes you just get ones that are just literally truffles. So they all seem to just go for that. It must be cheap and easy. Yeah, Aldi's better than Lidl for quality chocolate assortments. Yeah, well, that's what I've noticed anyway. But as I say, I haven't been in Lidl past a month, whether that's changed. But that seems to be the case from my experience as well, at least for what that's worth. Okay, so we've done the thingy bob there. So let's have a look at what we should do next. Oh yes, well, Jaffa Cake. Salted caramel brownie. So do we have a couple of those? Let's do the salted caramel brownie, shall we? What does it say? Let's just get the card out. Sticky salty caramel sauce laid with rich dark chocolate ganache. So we've got this one sounds great, but when you've done loads of these chocolate selections, this is quite a typical sounding one, to be honest with you. It's a shame, but that is the case. So we've got a couple here. Here we go. So we've got one with like a thicker chocolate on the outside. We'll do this one, I think, because that one looks a bit not quite right. Let's have a see. So, okay, let's get the old measure-rooney out. Yeah, so unfortunately this one, as nice as it sounds, it does sound quite typical for chocolate selection, because this is the typical sort of one you get. Salted caramel to start with, and very, very typical flavour these days. But it says it's a caramel sauce, so that could be interesting. But it's still basically toffee, salted caramel basically, with rich dark chocolate ganache. So it's similar to the other one, as far as the ganache is concerned. So we'll have a see. So let's give it a measure then. We're on 0, weren't we? Yes. Let's say, you can see it's like a sort of box, but wider, like a plant pot almost, don't you say? It's got a possible Moser Roth mounting thing there. I think if you look on the card here, you can see there's some kind of mountain thing in the background. There we go. So there we are. It looks a bit like an M, I guess. There might be more backs than anything else there. Okay. Yes, there we go. Let's have a quick measure. Yes. Oop. Just give this one a measure. Won't be a second. Right. So it's 2 centimeters tall and 2.45 wide at the bottom. Maybe 2.4 actually. Just move slightly. And at the top, about 2.8. Yeah, about 2.8, 2.9 maybe. It depends on the side. I think we did the height, didn't we? But just in case, about 2 centimeters. There we go. So looks pretty good. Yeah. So hi Anonymous, how you doing? Is that you, Michael, by the way? Or yes, I forgot the other name you had going, but yeah. No, Michael wasn't your real name, by the way. But yeah. But yeah, good to see you, by the way. Good to see you. Good to see you. Or it could be I'll say, or maybe it's well, there's a few people actually have gone down on us. I know someone changed the name as well. Oh, who was it now? I forgot the name. From Malaysia, I'm sure it was, but I forgot. Oh, very sorry if it's you. I forgot the name now. I forgot what it was. My memory's gone terrible. But yes, actually, I've seen a box of chocolates in Lidl, deluxe brand. All right, okay. So maybe there are some there. I haven't seen that one, but there we go. Okay, so there could be something there, Luke. There could be something. Yes, there we are. Right. Okay, let's give this one a chop. Give it a go. So it looks pretty good. I think we'll just have another brief look at the top. What did it call it? Doesn't really say what the top is actually. It's just bits of something. So there we are. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Nightbot's just displayed my Discord URL there, by the way. So anyone wants to join Discord, be part of the live games next time, the games night. So that's how to do it. Just join that, and I can give you the code basically in Discord. Got to do that because unfortunately there are trolls out there who just will like to mess things up. So yeah. Alright, so we've got a good image there. You can see the salted caramel at the top. And it essentially says it's a chocolate ganache, but I think you might really argue that's just a truffle. I can't see any chocolate ganache there. Quite a thick chocolate top. Have a look. So you can see it's quite soft. That. Yeah. Alright. Interesting. I don't know whether all the caramel's on this side and there's actually none on this side. I'm not sure. Yeah. But looks very nice. Looks very nice. Yes. Yes. Wow, creamy chocolate. Yes. As I say, now unfortunately this has become quite a typical one, this one, unfortunately, when you get into these chocolate selections, these sort of like truffly, ganache type centres. But at least this one's not a nut flavoured one, so it's a bit more just, as I say, dark chocolate centric. So let's give it a bit of a taste then. I'll just increase the brightness a bit to yes, enhance my features. Oh dear. Okay, or hide them, one or the other. Okay, right. All right, so let's have a see. So a bit worried then. I'm going to try this one first because I don't know if this one's got any caramel in. I don't know if it's all come off on this side. So we'll try this side first and see. So let's move the plates a bit further down. Give it a nibble first. Oh, there's definitely still caramel in there. Look at that. Interesting. Okay, it's all right. It's not my favourite kind of caramel. It's a very sort of burnt tasting caramel. Seems to be quite popular. I'm saying Lindt selections, German sort of Germany type selections basically. And for me, it means it's just been put on the heat for too long. Really, I would say. It tastes more like more of a sort of butterscotchy treacle type taste, more toffee like anyway. If you like that kind of caramel, then obviously this one might be a bit more for you. But I'll just try this other side again because I can't quite remember at all the chocolate ganache. The chocolate ganache is trying to have like a brownie flavour, but there's no real soft, gooey pieces in there. Like again, they've missed out on the yeah, with the Jaffa Cake, we had no cake sort of part to it. There's no cake part to this, or whatever you'd say a brownie was. No brownie part. So it's alright, it's nice. Salted caramel for me is a bit too, I'd say a bit too burnt tasty, like it's not sweet enough. Although, obviously, it's salted as well, so it's got that sort of salty aspect to it. But nonetheless, I don't... it's alright, it's alright. It's not the best tasting caramel. It's not as burnt as of a caramel that I've tasted before. But nonetheless, It's not my favourite caramel taste, but it's nice. It's nice enough. There's no real brownie aspect to it, as I say. That's the main problem. The sort of chocolate ganache in the middle had a nice, rich taste to it, nice and creamy. I think it works okay with the rest of it. I think the chocolate was quite thick and nice as well. The bits on the top, that sort of, topper that they had. You could taste it to an extent, but it wasn't anything special really. It was there, you know what I mean, but it didn't really last very long. They were only very small. Overall, it's all right. I think it doesn't really get to the brownie part of it again, which is the shame. Yeah. Ganache is slightly different control. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a lot more. Well, it's basically just melted butter, chocolate, and cream, isn't it? Everything, or just chocolate and cream. Yeah, but like you say, I sort of group it together because it's kind of similar, but it is better. It is slightly better. You're right, Andrew. Yeah, you're right, Andrew. Yeah, the poshy chocolate have this burnt caramel. You're right. Yeah, it's not for me really. I think is the gist of it. But I do understand that. Yeah, maybe it is. Posher or whatever. But And Daniel, hello Daniel, how are you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, good to see you. Are you a football fan? Is that football in your photo? I can't quite tell. But anyway, yes. Hope you're doing okay, Daniel. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you. Oh, great to have you here. Hope you're having a good day. So yeah, we're just reviewing the Moser Roth Winter Desserts collection. Yeah, this one's not bad. As I said, the ganache is pretty nice. It's very sort of, as I say, it's quite thick. I mean, ganache generally for me would be a bit thinner than this. It's more liquidy, really. But yeah, swings and roundabouts. It's all right. I think for me, it's okay. This one, I think it's still nice. I think it's probably, it just doesn't have the brownie part. I've never seen a chocolate yet really that manages to nail the brownie part. Even these brownie cakes you get in supermarkets, which are meant to be brownies or whatever, they still don't really manage it because they just don't have the gooey chewiness. It's quite difficult to replicate as a mass market product that isn't freshly served. And chocolates rarely do it because they're not really even anything like cakes. So, I'm not going to deduct it much more. It's, I think I'm not really deducting it or whatever this one. Like the Jaffa Cake one I kind of deducted a bit. This one, I think to deduct it half a mark would be too disingenuous, I think. So, I'm going to stick it a 4 out of 5 for that one. It's nice. It's quite rich and indulgent. It tastes quite rich and indulgent. I think for me the caramel's okay. I don't think I'm not really deducted it for the caramel. It just doesn't have the sort of oomph there that I think. Yes, it's still nice, and I think it works relatively well together. You get all the different layers. You get the different. You get the ganache. You get the caramel. You get the chocolate. You even get those little pieces on top. all of them are taste. You can taste them all. I was going to say tasteable then, but you can taste them all, which is. Something that works basically. So I'm happy with that one. I'm happy with that. Yeah, let's see, Andrew. Let's see. I must say you like the burnt caramel taste. If caramel did a caramel like that, probably all used to it. You're probably right. Yeah, probably right there. But I think for me, I don't know. I think it's just. It's not really a case of not being used to it. It's more like Is the stream alright by the way? It's telling me that it's. Yeah, I'm not sure. It says street. Buffering, whatever, but it shouldn't be because apparently the connection's fine. Yeah, but let me know. Let's see, maybe I'll. Okay. Let me know if it's all right. Yeah, but the thing is, it tastes more like the toffee penny, or more like toffee. It's more like a toffee taste. So it's not that I think we all sort of are used to that kind of taste, but it's not really a caramel taste. So it's like caramel butterscotch toffee. Maybe fudge as well. And I think when you burn a caramel for too long or heat it for too long, it starts to taste more toffee-like. It gets some more toffee characteristics for me. Yeah, so that's my problem with it really. You love the salted caramels from James Caramel Brand. Yeah, so maybe you're mentioning those. Yes, we'll say yes. Took outside with about 30% cocoa milk. Yes, vanilla caramel. Yeah. Might give them a try. Actually, Andrew. Yes, would like to give them a go. As I say, I think I mentioned, it's just one of those. I don't need Waitrose, I think you said. Yeah. Yes. Camel Chocolate Bar. If you once had a Camel Chocolate Bar from Sainsbury's when you were little kids, too butterscotchy, like a melted werther. Oh no, don't you age or not be hated it. Yeah, I see. Oh, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? Yeah. Oh dear. Well, very interesting that. Yeah, but so that's going down too much the other way, isn't it? Yeah. So, oh well, at least you tried it. No, she don't like caramel. Oh, I see. Crikey. Well, there we go. I think that's it's unusual on that one. Yes, I think you might have. I think if this was you, I think you've mentioned this before. Yeah. So, yeah, what don't you like about it then? That's Unusual ones are not like that, but nothing wrong with that, of course. But it's unusual. I think I've not heard of many people not liking caramel before, but yeah, interesting. Oh dear. Okay, yes. Right. Okay. So let's try now. I'll just mop down the plate. Won't be a second. Yeah. So there we go. It's the only one problem with all these gooey stuffs. You've got to yeah, clean the plates afterwards. So just won't be a moment. It's a bit harder as well when it's all gooey. Yeah, okay, yeah. There we go. Should have had a towel as well, shouldn't I really? But there we are. I didn't. Okay, there we go. Right. Look, not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. Yes. Yes, you never see white chocolate with caramels. Yeah, I think Montezuma do one. Camel bauble thing at Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, I think I've got some Montezuma products. I was very disappointed with them in the past. When I reviewed them 4 or 5 years ago, they were bordering on terrible, really. Their products, to cut a long story short, you know, maybe a bit harsh, but I thought they were not very impressed at all with their stuff. So I've got some new stuff lately. I might try and review them soon. I don't know what I've got. Maybe these bauble things. There might be those that you're speaking about, Andrew. I'm not sure. Yeah. So you know, yeah, I'll have to look out for those. Yeah, let's say, but. You're right. It is unusual because it's normally one of those, isn't it? It's where they basically try to do the what's the word? Basically cover all bases, really. So rather than do something different, white chocolate is generally white chocolate or it's white chocolate with vanilla. So rather than do anything different to that, they just stick with the same thing. So it's in your same ballpark as your truffles, your caramels, you know, all the typical ones you get. Yeah. So. Yes. How would you like as a tagline? Montezuma is bordering on terrible. We aren't quite disgusting, but we do a damn good job. Yes. I know. This is. I mean, they might have improved since then, and it seems to be. You know, they've opened a lot of shops and things. I'm assuming people are enjoying them. But for me, they like the bars had lots of filling in. Well, they're meant to be like a bar with sort of filling in. Let's just say I don't know, like bits in like this or something. But about 3/4 of the bar wouldn't have anything in it. You know, it wasn't full at all. Really disappointing they were, and it was on many different bars as well. And they didn't taste very nice. Other than that, you know, they were just really disappointing. Really poor, I thought. Really poor quality. So hopefully the quality's gone up since then. So yeah, I'll give them another review at some point, I think. But I kind of avoided them after reviewing them. I thought, well, there's no, you know, and they weren't very popular at the time either, so there's no real benefit to doing it. All right, so let's see what have we got now. All right, so we've got the Trillionaire Shortcake now. I think should we do that one? Let's see. Yeah, we'll do the Rhubarb and Custard one. Should we save that till last? Yeah, let's do the Trillionaire Shortcake. I think we've done that one before. So let's do this one. When I say before in the previous review, because I think it's one that was in a different one. So let me just remove this. What does it say actually? Yeah, let's have a look. It's in the top bottom left. Do you see? I don't know if you can see that one. Whoop. If I can move it, there we are. Yes, Trainia Shortcake. Yeah. It says creamy milk chocolate shell filled with gooey salted caramel and milk chocolate biscuits. We've got biscuit in this one. Topped with toffee pearls. There we go. So they can do biscuit. Again, it's got a salted caramel. So they seem to move one flavour. So 2 of them have had the sort of chocolate ganache, whatever it was. And this one, the salted caramel's moved across as well. Okay. Let's have a look. I think have I changed the brightness? Yeah. All right. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's give it a go. If you want to support the channel, by the way, but don't want to do it on a consistent basis, feel free to send a super chat. It's a great way to do it, by the way. Just a one-off thing. Just I don't know, 99p or £1 or something. So yes, all helps the channel out, especially on the YouTube algorithm. It's about 2 centimeters tall. Let's see, about 2.5 wide at the bottom. Just do the other side just in case. About the same actually, roughly. Do we do the height? Can't remember. 2 centimeters high. There we go. Yeah. It's got the same design as the one. It's got the sort of mountain range. The Moser Roth logo. Got the ball things at the top. Looks reasonable. Looks reasonable. Let's the knife. Give it a chop. Let's give it a go. I think it looks pretty good. This one. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Okay, might have a thick base at the bottom. I guess the base is always at the bottom. Ooh, there we go. Sorry for the noise there. Okay, well there we go. I think that looks pretty good actually. I like the look of that. I think it's got definitely looks like a sort of, well, it says Trillionaire Shortcake, but looks like a millionaire shortcake, doesn't it? I think you'd say. Yeah, look at that. It's just what have I got? There we go. Okay, yes. So let's have a look again. Just read the description so we can see. Creamy milk chocolate shell filled with gooey salty caramel. I can see that. Milk chocolate biscuit topped with toffee pearls. Okay, so we've got like oh, we've got the caramel. We've got two other layers. Doesn't really tell you what they are. So looks very good though. I think this is doing a good job of replicating yeah, Millionaire Shortcake, or Trillionaire's one if you want to say. I think this looks pretty good, this one. I think that looks really good. You can see the gooey caramel at the bottom. Possibly like a biscuit layer. I'm not really sure what these layers are. But yeah, it looks very nice, yes. Yeah. Let's see, John Lewis had loads of Montezuma products. John Lewis is a treasure trove of very expensive, posh, rarely found chocks. Which look nice but cost loads of money, 20 to 30 pounds, yeah. Well, this is it. I feel like, you know, it's like the Emperor's New Clothes, isn't it, Andrew? You know what I mean? And stuff like this, you know, it's just very much paying for the brands and stuff like that, which is a shame. But yeah. Yeah, lovely, lots of consistencies. Yes, exactly. Yeah, this is definitely a good one. I think this is definitely where this is where these Moser Roth ones do a very good job. Really, I must say that I'm very impressed with just how well they do these chocolates. You know, I think a lot of the problems I have with a lot of other chocolate selections is they pay lip service to a lot of the ingredients. So they'll say it's like a white chocolate something or other with something else and something else, and the white chocolate will just literally be like a millimetre thin or thick layer at the top and stuff like this, and it's just really poor, you know. And but these ones with the Moser Roth ones seem to really manage to get the textures and the tastes all working well together and in a decent amount as well. Also, I have no idea what these different layers are. So we've got caramel, but it doesn't really tell you what the other ones are. I'm assuming one's like a biscuit cream, one might be like a, I don't know. I really don't know what they are. It doesn't tell you, which is a bit of a shame. But let's give it a taste, and maybe we'll find out what they are after that. So let's give it a go. There's got a nice crunch from the sort of toffee ball things on the top. Not bad, you know. It's definitely got like a toffee taste to it. So I'm assuming one of the layers is very much a toffee layer. Just can't really tell really, so I'm trying to see if I can really do it. So they're all quite crumbly. It's not really only the bottom layers are, you know, a runny layer. The other ones are quite sort of like, you know, very solid. I'm not really sure what they could be. Let's see. Well, definitely caramel at the bottom, as we knew. Let's see if I can try and get the other layer. Sort of like maybe a bit of a sort of biscuity cream layer, I'm not sure. And the top layer, again, I'm not sure really. It sort of seems to be very sort of toffee, caramelly, biscuity sort of flavoured layers really. Very hard to tell really what they are. They just work quite well as a whole. Yeah, interesting. Just I'd say the textures are not quite massively different, but had enough of them, you know. Yeah, that's pretty good, that, you know. This is quite a standard one. I don't think it's anything too exciting. I don't think it really manages to sort of, again, really convey a billionaire or trillionaire, whatever, shortcake. It doesn't really have the biscuit part. It's got the toffee ball things at the top, but it doesn't really have a biscuit layer, you know. Let's say again, what does it say? Salted caramel milk chocolate biscuit. Milk chocolate biscuit. Okay, so that's kind of what one of the layers was. I think it was saying actually, topped with toffee pearls. Yeah, so I guess all right. That seemed to explain it then. So it did kind of say what it was. Yeah, so it has like, so instead of having a biscuit layer, it's got like, as I say, like a sort of, I don't know, a weird layer of, I don't really know what you describe. It calls it milk chocolate biscuit there. I'm not really sure what you'd really say that is. Just a layer of something. It doesn't really come across as biscuit-like, unfortunately, for me. I think that's the problem with it, and I think you need just a layer of biscuit. And I know it's not trying to be an actual millionaire shortcake, but or shortbread or whatever. I feel like it needed a bit more than what it gave you, but it is trying to give you that, and it's giving you something quite different. But nonetheless, it doesn't really come across as that. You just get sort of a bit of a halfway house with some of the flavours, but it's nonetheless quite nice. You know, I don't think, you know, as chocolates go, you know, we have to remember that a sort of a 3 out of 5 is an average tasting chocolate, which an all average tasting chocolate tastes nice because the average chocolate bar tastes pretty good. So we have to bear that in mind. I think this one's definitely not as good as the others. There's nothing standing out too much about it. It's quite, you got a bit of a caramel taste, you got a bit of a toffee taste, got a bit of a crunch, but none of them really, you know, blow your socks off. None of them really stand out. It's just a nice chocolate. It's not really anything too special. I say you got a bit of a crunch on the toffee pearl things, whatever. You got a bit of a slight toffee taste. You got the caramel at the bottom. You know, it's not much of it, but it's there. You got the sort of things that taste a bit like a millionaire shortcake or shortbread or whatever. Sort of, you know, little cake thing. It's like a little cake, if you don't know what it is, by the way, that's laid in 3 things. It's biscuit, caramel, and chocolate, basically, I think it is. And this is trying to replicate that. I think I'd probably prefer to just have one of those, like a little one you get from a shop. I think that just taste better. Is the gist of it. So, you know what I mean? So, I'd expect this one to taste better than that, really. It's more indulgent and a bit more fancy, you know, but it doesn't really. It's certainly no better anyway, I think. So just a bit for me, I think it's a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's not bad. It's not bad, that one. Definitely enjoy it, but it's nothing fantabulous, you know. But the layers work well together. It works pretty well together. But you know, a lot of things that taste just slightly above average working together hasn't produced anything that's more than the sum of its parts. It's still just slightly above average all in all, but it's not bad. Not bad. There we go. But yes, hard one to say really. You know, an average one, I think if it was, you know, because it's got that slight indulgence, because it works quite well together, I think that's why it's a bit slightly above average. But it's, you know, it's only slightly. And it's a bit hard one to say as well regarding all this, whether it's how to compare things. I have to put the ball there actually, rather than leaning over all the time. Hard to know how to sort of, you know, because obviously these are sort of like indulgent sort of chocolates that you get, whereas other things, you know, chocolate bars are a bit more less indulgent, less special. But nonetheless, things can still taste relatively average and this, that, and the other. So, you know, and whether the sort of baseline for average is different is hard to say. An average chocolate bar is an average chocolate bar, as nice as an average biscuit, and is that as nice as an average chocolate in a chocolate selection? I'm not too sure. It's a hard one to determine that. You know, but again, you can't just rate everything 4 because it's a chocolate in a chocolate selection. I think you've got to kind of wind it back a bit, and so hopefully, anyway, it makes sense and comes across that way. And hopefully, I'm not overcomplicating it by talking about it. But there we go. Anyway, long story short, 3.5 out of 5. All right, so what have we got next? Let's see. Let's have a look. Here we go. Yeah, covering my face again. Sorry about this. So we've got probably onto the white chocolate ones now, I think, you know. Yeah, I think we could try the Rhubarb and Custard. Let's see, I'm just a bit worried about maybe we should move on to the ones we don't want. I mean, the maple and pecan, we've done that one before. I think let's do the maple and pecan. Let's get that one done because we've done that one before, I think. It doesn't sound too, I don't know, if Rick was here he'd probably complain at me, but it doesn't sound too exciting for me, and I think we've reviewed it before, so let's get that one out of the way, because it was in another selection basically. There you go, maple and pecan there, so excuse me, rich maple and caramelized pecan pieces covered in smooth milk chocolate. There we are. All right, let's give this one a bit of a look at. So it's got the same sort of, let's say, box shape to it. It's less deep than the other ones though. Interesting one. Yes. Okay, let's move myself down a bit. Let's see. Yeah, still on 7 members, by the way. If we get to 10, we'll do an exclusive Domino's pizza review for all members. So yeah, bear that in mind if you want to help the channel out and want to support and fancy something a bit different. That's what the bar in the bottom left is, by the way. Yeah, it's great to get to 10 members. Hopefully one day we can do it. So yeah, check out the link. Nightbot keeps posting the link every now and again. So if you want to become a channel member, check that out. It'd be a really great way to support the channel. What's I say? 2 white chocolate ones are your favourites. Yeah. But if you don't like Rhubarb and Custard, you might. Yeah, I know what you mean, Andrew. It is quite specific, that one, isn't it? You've got to like Rhubarb and Custard. I like custard. I'm not sure if I like rhubarb, so we'll find out. But nonetheless, I like the fact that it's there. So, you know, it will go towards the set, I think, as a whole. Just the fact it's got some diversity in there. You know what I mean? So, all right. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's just check we're on 0. Yes, we are. Okay. So we've got a bit of a, you know, design on there. An M for Moser Roth, presumably. Or W for something else, I don't know. Okay, right, let's have a look. Right, 2.8 at the top. Check the other side. almost 2.9 this time. Oop, sorry. And at the bottom, about 2.5, 2.6. Not quite at the bottom, by the way. Again, 2.6 more like there. And the height 1.5. And the height with the, well, it's a bit knobbly, you can see there. It's kind of higher in some places, but I think we can basically say it's a millimetre. If I can, yeah, that one puts maybe 2 millimetres, but there we go. All right. Okay, let's give it a bit of a chop then. Bit of a chop. So obviously the top pattern decoration will probably come off now, but we'll see. So yeah, I kind of forgot already what we were expecting from this one. It's a maple pecan, yes, a rich maple and caramelized pecan. Milk chocolate, okay. It's quite soft at the top. See, kind of, I don't know if you could see that, but it kind of collapsed a bit. So quite a thick chocolate base, but nonetheless it did actually cut through quite easily. You can see there's some pieces in this, particularly on the right one. You can see that sort of piece out there, just in line with my finger. There we go. So quite a thick chocolate. Now, some people might not like that. I think they quite work. I think it's more accidental and on purpose that it actually works better to have the thicker chocolate bases in these. But I actually quite like it. But I think it's them saving money basically. But I think it quite works generally. But this one seems to be quite a soft one. So let's have a taste of it. I think a bit of a no nonsense one, this one, but nonetheless a bit different. Pecan and this, that, and the other. So was it maple as well? Different, you know, not quite a typical chocolate. Just adjust the brightness again. Okay, get me back to normal self. Okay, yes, all right. So let's give this one a go. Try and get a bit of the top. So, okay, there we go. A bit of everything there. Okay, you can see a piece just, let's say, back in the middle there. That's just about make it out. Okay, let's give it a go. Yeah, it's definitely that mapley taste. Bit of crunch in there as well. Quite a lot of taste going on, and that reveal themselves the more you basically get through it. Interesting. I think definitely ticks the boxes there. I don't think it's really one that I'm particularly bothered about. I mean, it's not, you know, maple and pecan, not really flavours I would generally go for, but nonetheless, they're all right. I think I had when I viewed a sort of Snickers, I think it was maple butter or something like that. I can't remember. It was a US import one. The maple there was just far too. It was very wooden. It was like eating, you know, shellac or something like that, almost like a lacquer. You know, it was licking a table. I think I said it was very, you know. This one's not quite like that at all. It's actually, I think it's pretty good. I think it's I think it just gives you that sort of maple taste without being too extreme. Basically, I don't feel like I'm eating wood polish. And I think that's a good thing. It's all right. It's not going to blow your socks off. It's a truffle again, you know. We haven't had many truffles in this one, though, I must say. So, you know, we can't complain too much by saying again. But it is nonetheless a truffle. There is pecans in there, but I can't taste too much of them. There's little bits of something. Definitely getting little crunches. Very like sort of very much. I could describe as a. I'm not sure what the word I normally use it for this is, like a crumble, I guess, or a brittle, or a very sort of. Sometimes you get really little fine dustings of pieces in something. Rather than bits, it's like a very much little sort of dust particles almost that have a crunch. It's very extreme, sort of size wise, and I think it's one of those ways. So they're very small pieces. Yeah. Let's see. Still not used to darker nights, Andrew. Yeah, it's pitch black at 5. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Goodness me. It's gone very wintry very quickly. I must say, you're right. I do agree. It's, yeah, you know, one of those really. I remember when I was younger, I used to, I got my sleeping pattern all in a mess, and I don't know what I was doing now. I was very young at the time. I think it was when I first discovered the internet. I think I was just online chatting all night and stuff. And I think basically I would just be going to bed at sort of 6 in the morning and then getting up at 6 in the afternoon. So I'd never see the light. You know, it was very extreme. That I wouldn't recommend it at all. But that's what I was doing for a while until I got my sleeping pattern back in order. But it's very difficult to do that once you get out of whack with your sleeping pattern. You have to basically stay up all night almost. It's very difficult. Yeah. But yeah, so there we are. Yeah, this one's all right. This one, I think it's you know. It's a difficult one to rate, this one. I think it nails some quite different, relatively obscure flavours pretty well. It's got a nice consistency to it. I think you can taste all the pieces. It's just a bit of a, you know, it's not really anything too special. It's nice to have. It's enjoyable. It's different, but it's quite average, really. As I say, it's a truffle. I think the fact that it's sort of got some quite different flavours raises it slightly from just being very average. But I think for me, it's probably another 3.5 out of 5. I think it's okay, and it's nice to have, nice that it's there. It's a bit different, but it's not radically different. And the way it delivers the flavours is quite normal in a truffle, as I say. But it does them quite well. I'm just trying to think of the name. I'm just trying to think of the name of what I could call those powdery pieces. I'm sure I don't think brittle's the right word, but or crumble. I'm not sure. Crumble sounds like that sounds too big, but anyway, hopefully you get the gist of it. Yeah, pitch black at 5. Wow, yes, I know. What's it like in Brazil then? Yeah, well, it depends where you are, I guess, doesn't it, Joe? It's quite a big country, really. But yeah, basically, long story short is that here it gets dark in the summertime around 10 at night. But in the wintertime, you know, it gets dark quite early, about 4 or 5 o'clock. Yeah, so you get radically different. Yeah, maybe yeah. So it could be 4 o'clock sometimes, really. Yes, no pressure. Best chocolate box you've ever tasted. I don't know really. I'd have to think about that one. Very difficult one to say that, Andrew. Yeah, very difficult one because a lot of them do merge into one because they're so similar a lot of the time. And usually it's where you've got one specific one that you like. You know, so I don't know. And I find that the price is difficult to bring into this because a lot of these are, you know, are more about the novelty of them. You know what I mean? So the price is not quite as important as it would be normally. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a hard one to say. I mean, for me, you know, I always have a soft spot for roses just because it's something I used to have when I was younger, you know, especially the ones from when I was a child, really. So, but I don't think they're really my favourite. I generally quite like eating the Terry's chocolate orange sensations just because they're all nice and they all work and they all just, they're not nothing special about them, but I just like them all and they just do the job. And I think that's generally probably my favourite, really. I think I just enjoy eating those. Even though they're quite one note, you know, it generally is something I can just enjoy because they have the different crunches in them, different consistencies. I know they've changed it recently, but the one they've taken out, I think was, even though I wish it was kind of still in, was probably my least favourite anyway. So I think they're probably my favourite, to be honest with you. I know it sounds a bit boring and nothing too exciting, but it just works for me. Yeah. Yes, I see. Northeast of England. Yeah, it's pitch black at 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's pretty much like that now where I am. I'm in the northwest. Now the UK is tilted. You see it normally straight, but it's tilted like that. So actually, even though on the maps, if you look at it, it looks like sort of Newcastle where Andrew's talking about is a bit higher up because the country's tilted. We're actually, is that making sense? Yeah, maybe not actually. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it was sort of. It's not as different as you'd think. But anyway, long story short is, yeah, it's getting the same. It's about the same where I am as well. What about the most disappointing? Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, that Happy Belly. Well, not terrible, but it was very disappointing. They were very old truffly ones, I think. Yeah, that was disappointing. That one. I think for me the most disappointing is probably some of the Hotel Chocolat ones. I think a lot of the chocolate selections have been disappointing. I think most of them are because a lot of them just are very mundane. I just get the same sort of boring caramels, the same truffles in them. Most of them are like that. I think the Cadbury's Milk Tray one was quite disappointing because there was just nothing special in that one. I was expecting something decent in it, but there wasn't really from what I remember. The Happy Belly ones were pretty terrible because they were, well, I say terrible, they were just all the same. There was just so many different truffles. You just got lots of quantity over quality there. But, you know, I don't think they were terrible. They were just, yeah, there was just nothing in them. But I don't know whether it's disappointing because I don't know what I was expecting from them. I think a lot of the Lindt ones I found quite disappointing. I think a lot of them sort of come in saying they've got 3 different layers in them and 3 different flavours. And generally only one of them, you know, like say it's got white chocolate in. And the white chocolate is such a thin amount. It's really... There's nothing there, you know. So one of the flavours doesn't really exist in the chocolate, and it's meant to be like, say, a white, dark, and milk chocolate selection. But then they hardly have any white chocolate in some of them. Yeah, so I think for me, it's usually those sort of more expensive ones tend to be quite disappointing for me. They just tend to be very normal, and they don't really. The chocolates are all style over substance, basically. You do have a daylight saving time anymore. Yes. Right, 7 p.m. So the same all year round, is it? Because I guess you're relatively near the equator, aren't you, really? Basically. So yeah, so I guess you don't really have... Do you have seasons where you are as well then, Joe? Is it very seasonal? I know the country's quite big, but I imagine you're probably quite near. Does the equator go? I think the equator does go through Brazil, doesn't it? I think. Maybe it doesn't actually, no. I don't know. I'm not sure now. Yeah. Yes, next Sunday's 1 year anniversary of the live stream. Yes. You did the Thornton's Express Choc Box on 21st November. Wow. Can't believe it's been a year. Crikey, Andrew. Yeah, it's gone very quick, hasn't it? Yeah. So I did the Thornton's one. I remember that Thornton's one as well. Yeah, again, you know, it's one of those, isn't it? You know, I say none of the selections generally stick out. I've quite enjoyed the Moser Roth ones, though. I have to say, I think they've been pretty good. I don't know whether I'd really sort of say, you know, I think they've blown my socks away, but they've been good, solid selections, really. Good 4 out of 5s for the most part. And most of the other ones have been 3.5s. So I've enjoyed the Moser Roth one, and I quite enjoyed the alcohol one actually. You know, I thought that was just had such random flavours in it, and it didn't really taste very alcohol-like. So that's a plus for me. So I quite enjoyed that one actually. I thought that was really interesting. So yeah, so there we go. 4 seasons, yeah, okay, right, okay, yes, yeah, see, right. Yeah, I wasn't sure because I know some countries around that way, yeah, don't have many seasons basically because they're quite near the equator. But I think Brazil's a bit more south, isn't it? Yeah, I think if you go a bit further north, yeah, okay, yeah. Right, okay, so what have we got next? Yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a see. Yeah, so we've done a few of them there. I think we've done, let's have a look. So we're on the white chocolate ones, I think, now. We have that swirl one. Cinnamon bun. So we've got the cinnamon bun, rhubarb and custard, jam roly-poly, I think, left. Yeah. So we'll split up we'll do the white chocolate ones in between, well, we'll do the milk chocolate one in between the 2 white ones, I think is the gist of it. Yeah. Where you live is the farthest place from the equator line. Yeah, see, so that's quite far south, isn't it then? Yeah, so yeah, I see. Okay. Is it bordered quite near Argentina then, I take it? That would be? Yeah, I guess that would be. My geography's not the best sometimes without looking at a map, but there we go. Yeah, perhaps that is. Alright, so we'll do one of the ones. So what do we think? Should we do the... let's have a look. What have we got? Got 3 left, believe it or not. Yeah, so box... let's see. So rhubarb and custard, jam roly-poly. Let's see. Let's do the rhubarb and custard first. Why not? Rhubarb and custard. So let's zoom down a bit. Yes, I see. Right, okay. Yeah, close to Argentina, right? I see. Okay, yes, yeah. Interesting one, that one. Right. Yeah, it's quite good. Do you have a visit there, Joe? Is it a... Yes, do you have a visit there? Would it be... I don't know, yeah, I don't know what it'd be like, really. Yes, to just... yeah, because I always feel like... yeah, I don't know. I guess... is it just a massively different country, or is it, you know... it's hard to imagine, really. As I say, because in the UK we have a bit of a... sort of, you know, we don't really have land borders, you know, for any other country. I can't just nip across. It's relatively easy, but it's different, I guess. Unless you live in Northern Ireland, of course, you can nip into the Republic of Ireland. But then it's not, is it massively different? I don't know, I'm not sure. Yeah, interesting one. Okay, right, so let's have a see. So rhubarb and custard, which one was that one? Yes, one of the stripe. Looks very nice, this rhubarb and custard one, I must say. I do like the colour of it. So you can see it there. Have I reduced the colour of this? Seems to be quite bright, that. No, I haven't. Okay. Okay, there you go. That's why I need to reduce the colour a bit, because it's otherwise it's just too bright. Okay, there we go. Hopefully it'll sort itself. There we are. Look at that. It's a bit better. Yes, you see a bit of a milk chocolate's bled through there from another chocolate, but there we go. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? That's very nice. That's very much like a little bit of a cake. Yeah, is it quite easy to go, Joe? You said you're not... Yeah, never been there, but you'd love to. Yeah, is it quite easy to go there then? I guess maybe you just... Must admit, I've never been to France. It's just very close. You could easily get to it. So I must admit, it's probably very similar, really. You agree pink matches well with the white. Yes, it does look very nice, this one. It does look very nice, I have to say. What's the actual description of it then? It says, lashings of mellow creamy custard partnered with tart rhubarb. So custard is what might be called creme anglaise in some places. Like a sort of vanilla... yellowy vanilla flavoured cream, I guess, with eggs, I guess. Yeah, eggs, vanilla, cream, I think. I'm not sure how you make custard, but something like that. Let's measure it first before I forget. A bit more of a shallower square box, this one. Like the last one, not quite as deep as some of the others. So for instance, look at this one here, because it's not quite as deep. Okay. Yeah, it's easy to go. So on the bus, I guess. Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? I must admit, you know, it's like here, we could just jump on a train. You can get to France in the train. But I must admit, I've not done it. Yeah. Should do, really. I'm a bit more further north, really, so, you know, it's a bit less convenient, I guess. So 1.5 centimetres high. And about 2.8, 2.9 at the bottom. About 2.6 at the top. Same to the other side. Yeah, about 2.8. About the same. Yeah, about 2.5, 2.6. Okay, and let's just measure it with the flourish as well. At 1.7. There we go. All right. I think anyway. Did I squeeze it too tight? Don't squeeze. Yeah, about 1.7. Okay, let's give it a bit of a chop then. Let's chop it between these. Okay, so there we go. So you can see there's yeah, again, it's got quite a thick chocolate. See there. If it well focuses, you see the chocolate's quite thick, can't you? You can see the sense. This is another, I'd say, the problem possibly with these Moser Roth ones, where they have a lot of chocolate. Now, some could say that's a good thing. I'm not too fussed about that. I think it actually adds to these, because otherwise you just get too much truffle. But you can see clearly there in this top bit, there's just so much chocolate there. That's where they're saving the money, I think. You know, so you could just see if I can get the ruler out. Where's the ruler then? Yeah, so just measure that sort of the amount of. There's about 7 millimeters of white chocolate there, as opposed to about 6, maybe 5. Yeah, of the filling, maybe 6 millimeters. So quite a thick white chocolate, really. And there's on the top as well, the white chocolate. Yes, how much is a huge German community? 80%. 80%. Crikey, is that? Well, that's a lot. If that was crikey, I thought 80%. That sounds very high, Joe. Are you sure about that? I've heard more Spanish type people in Argentina. Yeah, I see. Well, 80%. Well, I have no clue. I knew they did have some quite a high German population. I've heard of that German communities in there. But I didn't think it was that much. Yeah, crikey. Wow. Yes, I like the fact this is full with just white chocolate. Yes. But could be too sweet. Yeah, it could be too sweet. Yeah. I know Argentina means silvery, doesn't it, in Spanish? It's silvery. Argent is silver, isn't it? And then Argentina, so silvery, I guess. All right, let's give it a taste then. We'll find out. It could be sweet, but we'll see. See how custard-like it tastes. Let's yeah, give it a go. It does look pretty good, this one. It does look nice. Okay. All right. Okay. Righto, so yeah, let's okay, well, which one should we go for? We'll go for the smaller side first. Alright, so I can't, as I say, don't quite agree with the camera, but you can see there, very thick white chocolate base there, but nice decoration on top. Let's give it a go. Interesting. I would say it comes across rhubarb and custard. I mean, insofar as a sort of rhubarb and custard sweet you get, you know, if you ever had one of those rhubarb and custard boiled sweets or whatever that you get, or, you know, something like that. It does come across as it, really. I'd say it's more in taste than anything else. It is quite a primary taste as well, even though there's quite a lot of white chocolate there. I'm getting quite a lot of rhubarb and custard taste. I was expecting to get too much white chocolate taste, but not really. Yeah, it works quite well. Again, it's more sort of powdery, truffly, century type affair, you know. But I don't think it's bad in this case. I think it does come across as rhubarb and custard. I think if you like those sort of boiled sweets, rhubarb and custard, it's definitely one of those basically. Just in a sort of more chocolate form, rather than boiled sweet. Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say. It's perfectly fine. I think it gives you that flavour. I don't think it gives you any texture release that's anything interesting. So it's more like a powdered middle. It doesn't really taste of anything as such, as in the consistencies. It's just there. You just get the rhubarb and custard taste. The white chocolate, I think, works well with it. Again, I'm not really getting anything. It just works well with it. I don't really taste the white chocolate particularly. It does what it does, and I think that's the gist of it. It tastes of rhubarb and custard. I don't think I'm getting anything particularly different than that. Like in the other ones, you've got different layers and things where they've all tried to do something quite clever. So they've put the, like in one of the Millionaire Shortcake cake bit or whatever it was called, they put like sort of flavors in like toffee balls and things, just to do it, stuff like that. In other ones, they've kind of put things in as a caramel or something. There's no nonsense here. It's literally just a rhubarb and custard taste. And I think that's fine, really. I think it gives you what it gives you, and it's just not really, you get the same really as I say in the boiled sweet, but obviously that you have to sort of eat in a different way. It's not chocolate, so it doesn't really give you any. It just gives you the flavour, and that's about it. I don't really get anything too great from it, so it's not bad, that one. Hard to say what to rate it, really. I think it largely depends on whether you really adore the rhubarb and custard flavour. I'm not sure. Yes, one of those. You heard from a good source. I about the German community 19, but you have to make sure about right now. Yeah, well, it could be true. It just sounds a lot, 80%. For a Spanish-speaking country, you would have expected it to be speaking German if it was that high. But I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. So yeah, so it's so it's one of those. But as I say, I'm not sure. But it's just it did sound surprisingly high. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah. Well, let me know, Jal. Let me know. This one, it's really hard to rate this rhubarb and custard one, I think. As I say, you can't really taste the white chocolate. One of those, I see. Yeah, I see. Oh, Germany. Oh, okay, right. Okay, yeah, I see. Right, I see what you're saying now. Right, okay. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of immigrations, 80% immigrants, sort of. Yeah, I see. I think I see. Yeah, okay. I thought you were saying 80% of the population was German. I thought it does sound a lot for All right, I get you now, Jal. Right, yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah. Interesting one. Yeah. Speaking primary Spanish, I see. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that, John. I see what you're saying now. I don't know how to rate this rhubarb and custard one. I'm not sure what to do. I feel like it's interesting. I'm glad it's there. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to make of it. I don't know if it's as high as a 4. I just feel like there's no oomph behind it. I feel like it's just very much just a flavour. I don't feel like I really get anything from it other than the flavour. I don't really get any white chocolate from it even then. Even though it all works just to deliver a flavour. So again, I think it's another 3.5 out of 5. It's all right, and it's nice to have that flavour, but I don't think there's nothing big behind it. I just don't get anything other than the flavour from it. As I say, I could get the same from eating a boiled sweet, pretty much. Or like one of the what they call softy sweets that you get that for drumstick softies that do rhubarb and custard flavour, things like that. Yeah, thanks for that, Joe. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Yes, interesting. I did think that sounded a bit odd, but I see what you're saying now. All right, yes, I've got just a couple more to go, I think. What's the next one? What was it? It was. Let's have a look at the old menu. Let's have a see. Box battle. There we go. See it right in front of my face. I think it's the cinnamon bun one, this one now, isn't it? Cinnamon bun, I don't know if you can read that, but it says, light and fluffy cinnamon mousse in a deliciously smooth milk chocolate shell. Okay, so it's another moussey, well, it says mousse, but that's basically means truffle. All right, so let's give it a go. I guess it's got, well, let me just clean the plate first, get some of this, and the knife, of course, as well. There we go. Right. Let's see. Okay. Just got to tidy up after myself. There you go, hold on, right, okay. Yeah, alright, so this one looks a bit more, a bit mundane. Not too bad though. Let's have a see. There's one of the smaller boxes again as well. Nice bit of a swirl on it, it's not too bad. But nothing too exceptional. Let's move down. pretty good selection, this one so far, I think you'd say. But I think again, it's you know, like a lot of chocolate selections, it's got stuff that's good, but you know, just ticks the boxes. I wouldn't say blows you away, if you know what I mean. You know, it's yeah, so far anyway, because they're all quite standard affair, really. You know, but you know, it's not too bad at all. All right, let's give it a measure. It's going to be the same as the last one, but we'll measure it. About 2.8, 2.9. About 2.5, 2.6 at the top. And then the other side, about 2.5 again. Yeah, about 2.9 again. About the same actually, both sides. It's pretty good. Yeah, maybe about 2.84 actually. I'm not sure which side I did there, but there we go. Yeah. And height about 1.4, 1.54. But with the decoration, at 1.6, 1.7. There we go. Not too bad. Oh, Tails is doing. Hi, Tails. How are you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes. Hope you're doing all right. We only got 2 more left. We're doing 8 chocolates in this one. This is the second from last. Yeah, so not too bad so far. This is the cinnamon bun one. So not so bad. Let's give it a chop. Let's see. Okay. So there we go. So it is, yeah, similar sort of affair. Quite a thick bottom again. Just like the one we just did a second ago. Rhubarb and custard, basically the same, but it's milk chocolate rather than white chocolate, and cinnamon flavoured centre rather than what's it called? Rhubarb and custard. But you can see there lots of vanilla pods in there. Is it bubbles? So it looks like vanilla. Well, I guess it might be cinnamon actually. See those little dots there, so that's quite interesting. I presume it's cinnamon dots, I guess. Yeah, okay, right, interesting. All right, looks pretty good. Let's give it a taste. I'll say they're good for $4.99. I think these are. This generally from Aldi, not bad at all. Just brighten the camera again. Yeah, thanks for coming in the games night, by the way, Tails. Glad you enjoyed your time in the audience. Yeah, sorry, it was very nice. Yes. Let's see, yes. So first change the original measurements for chocolate Yorkie Snickers wagon wheel. Yes, when you change it. Yeah, I try to do it when I do them, but I don't know. Yeah, obviously it depends when you change really. But well, Yorkie is a funny one because they basically used to be able to spell Yorkie with the number of chunks, but you know, so I had 6, but they've got 5 now, so they can't do it. So yes, it's one of those. That's why I always try and do it now. So yeah, but Yorkie's a very easy one to do because, as I say, they just reduce the segments. So as I used to be able to spell Yorkie with all the letters from each segment because they used to have a letter on each segment, but they can't do that anymore. So yeah, but yeah, I try to always do it now. I do try to always do it, so it is there. So hopefully, as I say, I don't know if I'm not sure exactly if I did it on my last one, but fingers crossed. Yeah, but I always try to do it. Okay, right, let's give this one a taste. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Again, just like the Rhubarb and Custard one. It really gives you that cinnamony taste. I would say this one has a bit more of a chocolate taste to it. You do taste the milk chocolate as well as the cinnamon. So it gives that little... I think it renders it a bit more... has a bit more of a point. The last one was just flavour. Because it's white chocolate and probably not a strong white chocolate, you didn't really get much of a flavour of the rhubarb and custard one. But this one, I am getting the milk chocolate as well, and I think that's adding to it. It's pretty good. It does taste of cinnamon, really. It's one of those where it's just about the flavour. They've not tried to make it... They've not had like bits of cake in or whatever to try and sort of give it like a, you know, bunny type taste. And they could have tried to do that. I feel that's the problem with this one. Rhubarb and custard one, you perhaps... You have to have chunks of rhubarb in, I guess. I don't know if anyone really wants that. But nonetheless, they could have had something. But, yeah, this one, I don't know. It's all right. But as I say, again, it's just basically the flavour. But I think it does work a bit better because it does have the milk chocolate flavour in as well. Because you can taste the milk chocolate, whereas I couldn't really taste the white chocolate with the other one. I don't know if it's that exciting. It tastes of cinnamon. It's got a cinnamon taste. I don't think it tastes of cinnamon bun or whatever. It just tastes cinnamony. But so you do get the milk chocolate with it as well. It's just it does what it does, and that's about it. You know, it's maybe slightly more than the rhubarb and custard one, but I don't think enough to give it an extra rating. Really, it's just the same difference. it's just something flavoured cinnamon, basically. So yeah, I think for me it's a 3.5 out of 5. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's just a truffle flavoured cinnamon. That's about it, you know. But with a bit of milk chocolate, it's okay. It does what it says. It does it reasonably well. It tastes what you'd expect, but that's about it, you know. There's not really much more to it than that. Interesting though. But if you love cinnamon, then obviously you're in heaven. But you know, yes. Yes, when he replaced the weight size to curly whirly, yeah, well, a bit of a shame. But multi-packs, you say, I didn't really, well, I think I knew they made them a bit small. I mean, the thing is, when I had them, I was young, so curly whirls were huge, anyway, but that, because I've grown bigger and stuff like that, you don't really know if they've gone small in relation to yourself or not, so it's a difficult one for me to tell. Small candy pieces of rhubarb, not bad at all. It could be done, yeah, you're right, it could be done. It could be done, I don't think there'd be any problem with that. And you say candied pieces, so yeah, you're right, it could be done. I was thinking just like chunks of rhubarb might be a bit, you know, a bit too divisive is what I was thinking. But I think candied rhubarb, I think that would work, you know. Yeah, so exactly. I think that's it. So I think that's the reason why those ones are just okay. You know what I mean? They're just all right. Just cleaning the plate here. One second. So we've got one more to do now. It's the what is it? Yeah, I think it's the jam roly poly. So I'm interested in this one for sure. We'll just have a quick look at it. There we go. Jam roly poly, the bottom right one there. Buttery shortcake brittle, flavoured with tart raspberry compote, hand finished with raspberry pieces. Just when I say brittle or some words, sometimes I say bees, I don't know, I make it sound like that noise somehow. I don't know how I'm doing that, but I'll do it sometimes. Put like a weird trill on it, but there we go. So yeah, so not too bad. So buttery shortcake brittle, laid with tart raspberry compote, hand finished with raspberry pieces. So sounds quite interesting, this one. I say it's got the sort of raspberry pieces on there, like Tails was just saying, could have with the rhubarb, you know, yeah. So similar to a candied gingers. Yes, exactly, yeah. Definitely possible. As I say, it's a bit of a budget set, this one, and I think that's where it is falling down a bit, you know, just on these little touches like that. Yeah. I say it's just little things, like the Jaffa Cake didn't have any cakey type bits, the brownie didn't have any brownie type bits, cinnamon bun didn't have any bun type bits, you know, the rhubarb and custard didn't have any rhubarby type bits, just had the flavourings, and I think that's the problem with them, really. Alright, so which one's the jam roller post? Here we go. Here we are. Right. Yes, so it looks very nice, this one, I think you'd say. I think the colours look lovely. It's got the bigger sort of basket box type affair with the mounting on the bottom. The accidental M, maybe. Yes, it's a bigger one than the last two. Looks pretty good, that one, I think you'd say. And I think, like Jow said before, the pink and the white work very well. And obviously now with the added red. Yes, it's raspberry jam as well. You'd think strawberry jam would taste better. And strawberry things in general, because strawberries just seems to be more of a thing, but I found that actually raspberries are far better than strawberries in my opinion anyway. For jam and other things. Yeah, there we go, but I always thought strawberries would be the better one for some reason. Okay, right, I'll just adjust the colour. Yeah, so the last one, this one people, last one. Yeah, it's frustrating when all these chocolates claim a brownie or custard cream flavour, Tails says, when they're so often or disappointing. Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? They're just not quite, you know, well, the things with these ones, the flavours were quite good. It tasted just like them, but it didn't have the textures or anything behind it to make it a bit more interesting. You know what I mean? Like this one's got the raspberry sort of pieces on top and things. It just didn't have anything interesting like that. Yeah, so, All right, let's give it a bit of a measure then. So we'll do the... quite straight at the top, beside actually, 1.9 in height, but it's a bit too heightage to this one, so ups by a millimetre, 2 centimetres there, yeah, there. The width at the top, 2.8, yeah, 2.9 on that side. Roughly at the bottom, 2.4, 2.5, about the same there. Nice, nice smell confidence. None of them have smelled particularly wondrous as well. I mean, I've not been up close and personal and smelt them that close actually, I must admit, but usually you can get something from them, but yeah, let's see. Ooh. Okay, oh wow, look at that. Well, this is interesting. I think we've definitely seen what they can do here. Interesting one. It's some Mms Gingerbread Bites. I've got some of those to review actually, hopefully get them soon. Yeah, says Andrew. Yes, Asfati look great in your opinion. They do. They do look very good. These ones. They do. They do look very good. Yeah. Good to get a winter spirit there, Andrew. Good to get a winter spirit. Jaffa thinks these ones look great. Yeah, I think these do look very nice. I mean, look at that. You can see the difference already, can't you? In what they're capable of. Let's see if I can get the camera to sort itself out of it. There we go. Look at that. I mean, look at that. It looks so much more. You know, there's so much more about this one than the cinnamon bun or the rhubarb and custard one, isn't there? There's just so much more about it. Buttery shortcake brittle laid with tart raspberry compote, hand finished with raspberry pieces. So I mean, look at that. Yeah, so not too bad at all. Yes, does look a bit like turkey. Yes, I think it's not going to taste like it though. It does look a bit like yeah, Turkish light tales are saying there. Yes, and yes, and hope you like this one because it's your joint favourite. Yes, well, fingers crossed. It looks very good, as I say. Yeah, I mean, look, you can see. Yeah, very. You can see how liquidy it is. You can see. Ooh, yes. Yeah, very nice. Well, excited for this one. I think this definitely stands out looks wise. Yeah, let's have a look. Yes, yeah, does sound very interesting. This one really does. Yeah, so the kind of chocolate you like, not truffles or anything like that. Something with liquid and yeah, exactly. Something a bit more. Well, I like this one. More effort's been put to this one, I think. Very much an interesting one, yeah, for sure. I think it looks very, very interesting. As I say, they've actually tried to sort of incorporate the flavours in different ways, and I think that's kind of what I was getting at. What was missing with the rhubarb and custard one and the cinnamon bun one. It was just flavours, really. You know, just flavours, and you could replace the flavours with anything. You know what I mean? And it would have tasted like it, but something else. You know, so whereas this one, it's more about the textures. You know what I mean, as well as the flavours and stuff like this. So yeah, very interested. Let's give it a go. Wow. Yeah, it's very nice, this one. Lovely tart. It says it's tart, and it is. Sort of the compote. Was it raspberry compote? It's yeah. I think the raspberry pieces work quite well with it as well. I'm not really getting much from the pink layer. I think just because the raspberry sort of compote side really sort of overpowers everything else, really. So not in a bad way though. The white chocolate works really, really well with it. I think it's definitely right that it's white chocolate, because I think otherwise, no, I think it just works well with it, really. I think it's interesting. You could argue though that if it was milk chocolate, you would be able to taste it more. But I think it's pretty good, this one. I do like it. Let's just see if I can nibble the top of it. Yeah, I feel like the top is probably just white chocolate coloured pink. I mean, the raspberry brittle's okay. It gives you a bit of the texture of something, but it doesn't really have loads to it. It's just a bit sort of soft and gets more in your teeth than anything else. It's not like it's candied. I think brittle may be the word I was looking for before. Maybe not, actually. It's not like it's candied sort of sugary pieces. You know, I don't know. It's not quite... I mean, the texture of them is not perfect. I'd prefer if it was either softer or if it was more... Yeah, like Tails was saying before, like sugared pieces, you know, something like that. I think it might just be a bit more interesting. Otherwise, it's a bit soft and gets in your teeth. But it's not hard, but not soft. Just something a bit odd, you know. But I think the compote bit's really good. Yeah, I like this one. I think it's all about that compote part. I think the top part looks good. I think this sort of candied or whatever it is. Finished with raspberry pieces. I think they're a bit not quite the perfect texture. I think they could be texturally a bit better, those ones. So for high score ending, Andrew says yes. The quality of chocolate, the actual chocolate's coated on these Moser Roth chocolates is very good. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's a good chocolate, and I think it's nice, and I like the amounts of it as well. Yeah, I've not had any problems with it at all, actually. I think the white chocolate's been a good white chocolate as well. In this case as well, for instance. I think this one's alright, this one. I think it's the raspberry topper bits that are a bit not quite for me. They're alright, but they don't really add to it. I think I prefer if they were sort of proper sugar candied pieces, or if they were a bit softer. They're just like a bit in between and not quite adding anything really for me. And I feel like the pink part looks nice, but doesn't really have any... I feel like it's more just sort of, I don't know, it seems to just be I don't know. It probably has a bit more of a taste than you'd think, but I feel like it just tastes like white chocolate really. But maybe it's not, but it does come across that way. I'm not getting much. Might be a bit flavoured, but I don't know. I do like it though. I really like that comp. I like the fact that it's got some textures and layers in there. I think it is really good. I don't know if I can quite. I don't know if it's. I think it could be better. I think is the part of it. I think for me. But honest, I do still really like it. I like the way that it's actually not just a truffle, it's not just flavoured. They've made a bit of effort with it. I think they've probably could have been slightly better. I think it's it could be raspberry flavoured white chocolate on the top, but they didn't really come across that way. But it could be. But it was just, because of everything else, it just didn't quite stand out as much as I think it should have done. But it never would do really when it's surrounded by other raspberry flavoured things. I think the white chocolate inclusion is a good idea, and I think it's more about the raspberry flavours than the white chocolate. So there is that problem with it. I think problem, in a loose term. So I do wonder whether if it was another chocolate, would it be better because you'd taste it, but then I think the white chocolate might be suited well to it because it's not about the white chocolate. Maybe if it was a bit more vanilla flavoured. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like it looks better than it is, that one, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing because I think a lot of these selections, that's generally how it is anyway, and I think I like the way that it actually has something about it. But yeah, it's just something not quite, right about the additional parts to the compote. So I think for me it's a 4 out of 5. I still really like it. I still think it's good. I just think it's not quite got the oomph behind it that I was expecting, but I still do think it's really nice, and I like the fact, as I say, it's the only one with something a bit distinct about it really, and I think that's still nice. So still a really good one, as I say. It's just not quite hit the heights of I think it just could be slightly better, I think, is the gist of it. Or there could be slight improvements to make it a lot better, I think, but it's still really nice and I still liked it. Yeah, and I think I can definitely see. So I feel like I've got like some raspberry pieces stuck in my teeth, but I don't think I have. But just something I just don't quite like the consistency of those. I think they don't really add to it. They're there. They look good, but they don't add to it. And I think that's the thing. There's bits that look good there, but don't quite add to it. So yeah, but I think a good selection for me. I think there's a lot of, again, like with all these chocolate selections, there's a lot of sort of, I think there's a lot less. Did we do the Christmas mess one? I don't even remember that. I don't think we did do that one, did we? No, we have got one more to do. Got the Christmas mess one. There we go. I completely forgot about this one. Yeah, I don't think we did that one, did we? No, we didn't. There's only one of these as well, so we have got one more. Goodness me, imagine if we forgot one. I don't think we reviewed one twice. Yeah, so there we go. Got one more to do, a surprise one. Yeah, the Christmas mess. There we go. So yes, so a dark chocolate cup, this one. Look at that, we almost forgot one there. I knew there was something else, but couldn't quite. There we go. So this is a similar one again. So what's this one? Looks like it's again this one where they incorporate more than one, the same thing from another one, like I was saying before. So it's the crunchy meringue mixed with tart raspberry, delightfully enhanced with citrusy yuzu flavouring. Okay. Yeah, bonus round, yes. Bonus time. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Oh dear. Yes, imagine if I got the Christmas mess flavour in the winter desserts bar. No, that would be pretty bad. That would be pretty bad. Thank goodness I remembered. Imagine that. But yeah, I like Joe, the bonus round. Yeah, bonus time. Oh dear. Christmas tree flavour crisp from Iceland. No, I didn't. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what that would taste like. Imagine, yeah. Are they nice? They sound like very unusual, that's for sure. I can't vouch for the authenticity of those either because I've never really eaten a Christmas tree. I wouldn't have expected many to have done, but goodness me, I might have to try those. They sound quite interesting. Yeah. What would they like, Andrew? Were they any good then? They sound very bizarre. Well, I can't even. Yeah, crikey. Yes. They're pine flavour, definitely a novelty. Yeah, I see. Yes. Yes, I can imagine those. Good to try once, but maybe never again. Iceland Deluxe Salty Christmas flavour, hand-cooked crisps. Crikey. Christmas tree flavour, rather. Interesting. Yeah. Might look out for those. We'll see. Yeah. Goodness me, Christmas tree flavour crisps. Oh dear. Yeah. Well, I'll look out for those. The ultimate Christmas novelty. Okay, so we know what to expect here. We'll just give it a quick measure all the same. That's the mountain one, 1.9. There we go. 2.4 at the bottom. Yeah, 2.45. Yeah, 2.8, 2.9. Yeah, 2.9 there. I think I did the height, but just in case. There's two heights to this one generally, about 2 centimeters. About 1.9. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, Christmas tree flavour. That's new for me. I'd give it a try for sure. Yes. Yeah, it sounds very extreme, that doesn't it? But yeah, definitely one to try. I think definitely a novelty one. I can't imagine it would taste the best, but you never know. You never know. Well, let's give this one a chop. It looks pretty good. Let's see how it compares to the other one then. So, yeah, what's the flavour again? Was it Christmas mess? Okay. I guess it's just like the Eton mess, but themed for Christmas. Alright, so you can see there it's very much, there's no liquid centre in this one. You can see plenty of sort of dried. A lot of these chocolate selections do this the same sort of dried raspberry type toppers, I must admit, and it, you know, see the camera sorting itself. It's got that white chocolate layer at the top. Maybe a cinnamony type flavouring in the middle. This says yuzu, citrusy yuzu flavouring. Crunchy meringue mixed tart raspberry, delightfully enhanced with citrusy yuzu flavouring. So I'm not sure, but it does seem to have the same look to that cinnamony one there before. If I can get it to sort itself. Okay, all right. Let's lift myself up. Right, the last one then. We'll see what this is like. Yeah, interesting one for sure. Then this one, but I'm not sure. I don't really know what yuzu tastes like. Does anyone know what yuzu actually is? Anyone can? Let's see. Yes. Yes. Guess we get extra flavors from places. Yeah, I can't imagine. Yes. Yeah. Dread to think. But yeah, honestly. But you're right there, Joe. Not long before they come out with pavement flavour crisps or tarmac flavour crisps or something. Well, if they could, they would. It was probably one of those like jelly bean flavoured ones. You know, those horrible, nasty jelly bean flavours you can get. Those sort of like roulette ones. Yes. Cinnamon is a tree flavour. Well, I guess you're right there, actually, Joe. I guess you're right there. It is quite, you know, yeah, I guess when it tastes sort of nice or whatever, something with flavour, then there we go. And yuzu is a citrus fruit from Asia. Right, okay, thanks, Andrew. Yes, I didn't realise that. Yeah. Yeah, honestly. Yeah. All right, well, let's give this a go then. So it should be quite citrusy, I imagine. A bit meringue as well. So you can see there's a bit of a topper. There's two layers to that. It's difficult to see separating the white layers on the camera. Okay, well, let's give it a go. Well. Yeah, I've tasted that flavour before for sure. Interesting. It's alright, this one. I think again you got that problem with the sort of raspberry pieces on the top. They're a bit too, the texture's not quite right for me. I feel like this one should have had meringue balls on the top if it was trying to get meringue flavour, because I don't think I'm really getting meringue flavour other than that. It said crunchy meringue, it says, but there's no crunchy meringue at all in that one, I don't think. I didn't get any meringue type flavour there. I don't know if it meant the white chocolate on the top. Yeah. Bit of an odd one, this one. Must say. This one's not really doing it for me, this one. It's not bad or anything, but it's not great. So it's got the raspberry sort of pieces on the top, but again, which are texturally all wrong for me. I'm not really a big fan of those, and it just, I don't know, don't really work very well. I've had them in other chocolates before. Yeah, but I don't know, a bit more apparent that they're not quite working for me in this one, I think. I said you should have meringue balls on the top, crunchy meringue balls or something, because it's saying it's trying to get crunchy meringue in. There's no meringue in this at all that I can taste. It's just like a white chocolate layer on the top. Bit of a funny one for me. I'm just trying to sort of think. Yeah, hopefully the connection's gone alright, but I just noticed it's gone a bit funny. Hopefully I'm still there. Fingers crossed. Let's see. Oh yes, found the little chocolate box on another website. Same HBox style as Moser Roth ones. Alright, okay, so Lidl do one as well. That is interesting, yeah. Milk White Dark, okay. Imagine maybe the same, made by the same company then. That's interesting. Really really artisanal and cool, but different from Aldi one, definitely. Yeah. Like I said as a kid, Joe, yes, pizza and cheese flavoured biscuits. Yes, they sound really good, those, actually. They sound really good, those, Joe. Yeah, I must say. Yeah, interesting as well. I think we might have something slightly like that here, but very much a novelty that you can't see very often. Yeah. But the one you've got is your least favourite. Yeah, you're right. Yes, I know. Typical of that. I know I would have made a big thing of it as well. But yeah. Yeah. Disappointing, this one. I just think there's no meringue on it. Doesn't taste of that. It's meant to taste like. I don't really know what it's meant to be. You know, it's just like a weird riff on Eton Mess, I think. But I think the bottom's not that great to it. It's just about. I don't know. It's got a dark chocolate surround, which is quite nice. But I don't like those bits on the top. There's just a bit. Just the consistency's a bit wrong for me. And the dark chocolate doesn't seem to work well with these flavours at all either. It's very out of place. It's nice dark chocolate, but it just doesn't work with these flavours at all, really. Maybe raspberry on its own, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it just doesn't work, this one. I said there's no meringue pieces in it. The white chocolate and dark chocolate are there together, but they're sort of like overpowered by that weird ouzo flavour, you know. And then you've got the weird raspberry pieces that don't really texturally taste very good to me. I don't get in my teeth. They're not really one thing or another. I don't think it hits on the flavours either, Jim. I guess it's got ouzo in it, but you know, it's not really a flavour for me generally. It's sort of like a weird, I'd say one that I don't know. It's not. It's just a bit more. I don't know, like a. Yeah, I'm not sure it's a flavour for me, that one. Hard to describe it really, but it seems to be one that I would have seen or felt or tasted in an alcohol selection normally. Something odd about it like that. It doesn't have a sort of, you know, warmth in the throat or anything, but it's just something not quite right about it for me as far as, yeah, it doesn't work for me basically. I'd rather have lemon or orange or lime or something like that. Yes, this one, it's just a bit, you know, it doesn't really work on any level. I don't think the components work well together, and I don't think they taste great, and I don't think they texturally taste good either. And there's no meringue taste either in there, texturally or taste or anything, which they could easily have been. So I think for me that one, yeah, it's a bit of a miss. That's a 2 out of 5. That one. Yeah, a bit of a miss. I just said posted pics in Discord. Little Deluxe Bar. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks. I'll check those out later. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks, Andrew. If you want to join Discord, by the way, Nightbot's put a link to it in the chat, or it's in the description as well. So yeah, it'd be great to see you there. So just a way to chat. So, you know, nothing odd about it. So yeah, hopefully I can join you. It's a great app and really useful for, as I say, just being part of the community. So yeah, so thanks, Andrew. Thanks very much for that. Looks like it might as well have been forgotten. Yeah, you're probably right. It should have been really that one. Yeah. Well, if we had forgotten about it, it'd be like, oh no, we've missed the best one. But yeah, it was a bit disappointing, that one. Yeah. A shame. So as for the set as a whole, then, I don't know. I feel like you know, I know Andrew really is a big fan of this one, and I know he's a couple in there that he really likes. And I think for me they were okay, but I don't think they were sort of. I think they sort of, you know, a couple like the Rhubarb and Custard and the Jam Roly-Poly, not Jam Roly-Poly, Cinnamon Bun one, Rhubarb and Custard and Cinnamon Bun were just flavour based really. There was no real. Other than the flavour, there was nothing really else about them. And they got the flavour right, but it could have been anything. They could have flavoured it in anything, you know, and it would have ticked the boxes. So, you know, I think some of them, the Jam Roly-Poly was all right, but it was all about the compote, and the rest of it didn't quite work as well as that. It was interesting, but, you know, I think you had some typical ones. The Jaffa Cake one I think was really nice, but it didn't hit the Jaffa Cake. It didn't have any cake in it. You know, let's just see. We'll go around the houses. If we bring up the box. Yeah, so with Christmas birthday, we spoke about that one just a minute ago. It just was a bit of a miss. Didn't really do anything. You know, just didn't work at all. The cinnamon bun, as I say, just was a flavour one, and was the rhubarb and custard. And I think, as I say, you could have replaced those flavours with anything, and it would have worked. It was just all about just having a flavour. Yes, by the way, to end the box, yes. Yeah, but you're not complaining to anyone. Well, at least, yeah, exactly. At least this one, Andrew, as you say, it was good to have. It was good that this was the one, only had one in the box. Normally, it would have been a good one, you would have thought. But yeah. But no offense to the product, yes. Oh, I know what you mean, yes. Looks like it might as well have been forgotten. No offense to the product, yes. Oh, I know what you mean there, Joe, yes. Yeah, it's a funny one, this one. I mean, let's say the cinnamon bun one. I'll just try and bring my face in there. Face in a bit if I can. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I said cinnamon bun one was just a flavour one. It was nice, but it could have the flavour could have been anything. You know, so you didn't have any bonus on it. The Jaffa Cake one I really liked, but it just didn't have any cake part of it. It was dark chocolate and orange, you know, so that was a shame. So it wasn't really Jaffa Cake at all. I think the salted caramel brownie was nice, but it was just a very average, nice sort of chocolate in the chocolate selection. You know what I mean? It was good, but it didn't have any oomph. It didn't have any brownie part in it. It was just sort of like a rich chocolate, you know. And it was nice, but it just didn't really have anything to lift it. You know, it just didn't really deliver on the brownie part, and it was still nice though. But I don't know, it didn't blow my socks off. You know what I mean? Rhubarb Custard, like I said, that was similar to the cinnamon bun one. It's just more of a flavour one. It was nice and it really had the right flavour, but there was nothing other than the flavour. There was no sort of textures or anything. There could have been something in that to make it a bit better. Maple Pecan one was a nice one. It was another flavour one, really, to be honest with you. But it did have sort of pecan pieces in, which I guess the rhubarb one and custard one was missing, as was the cinnamon bun one. So it did have that other one, but I feel like it was I don't know. It's still yeah. So maybe that one does have that improvement I was thinking about, but it didn't really. It wasn't really a flavour for me. I think it was just a bit of a, you know, it was just all right. I don't know. It still didn't quite deliver more on it, so I don't know. Maybe the other two again might just be the same if they had those bits in it, but it's hard to say. I feel like they delivered on the flavour of the maple and pecan well, and I think it was good. It just not really. I don't know. Hard one to say what that means for the rhubarb and custard argument and the cinnamon bun one. But it was very small amounts of pecan in it. You know what I mean? It wasn't that a lot anyway, and it wasn't really a flavour for me, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I don't know. It was still alright. It was about the same as the other two, really. Yeah, I think what was the other one? Have I missed any out? Yeah, the Trainia Shortcake was okay, but again, it was just. I think I would have just preferred a regular Trillionaire or Billionaire Shortcake. It was alright. It didn't didn't deliver again. Didn't really have biscuit in as such. It just had some biscuit flavoured chocolate or something. It wasn't quite. It was a nice idea, but it didn't quite work. But it's still nice. I say all of these are still above average chocolates. You know, they're just. This is why they're not quite amazing chocolates, really. And I think that was the case with a lot of the selection. And a gem roly poly, I think I mentioned that one. Yeah, just very weird textures in it. On the top, it didn't quite work for me, and I think it was all about the compote part, which was very nice, and I enjoyed that bit. But it didn't deliver on anything else. You know, I just felt like it needed a bit more in it. And again, there was no real sort of cake part represented. You know, and I think I don't know. I'm not sure how you could do that really, but I feel like they could have done something. Yeah. So all in all, it was a nice selection really, but I don't think, I say Andrew, this was one of his favourites. I don't quite think it was there for me like that. And I think they would always struggle, these chocolate selections, to do that because they always have some kind of problem with them for me. And I think in this case, like Andrew alluded to before, some of them only appeared once. There's 13 chocolates and 8 different types. So 3 of them don't appear, you know, and you only get 1 of them, which is a shame. In this case, 1 of them luckily was a weak one, and generally the ones you got 2 of are pretty strong ones actually. You know, but yeah, I think you only got 1. Did you only get 1 of the Jaffa Cake ones? I think you did actually. Yeah, I think you did. I'm not too sure. Going to see one anyway. Unless I put one somewhere. But yeah, so that's the problem I think. And if you share them with someone and they just take one, that's the problem, isn't it? They're gonna pinch one and you think, oh no, I've not got the one I wanted now, you know, and that's the problem. I mean, you could argue that they're only for one person, but generally you do share these things. Yeah, so I think that's the problem. I think a lot of them just don't quite reach any heights. There's nothing too dramatic about any of them. There's no real magical flavours in there that you think, wow, this is something I've not had before. There's ones that are almost there, but not quite. I think the Jaffa Cake one's definitely a standout, but that's available in one of the other sets they do as well. I think the Milk Dark and White, I think it was. Yeah, so it's a hard one to say. I still like the selection, really. I still liked it a lot. I just feel like a lot of the chocolates just didn't quite have the oomph there to just raise them to a level that they could have easily achieved, I think is the gist of it. But like Andrew said, he really likes some of them, and some of them are some of his favourites. So, you know, it's one of those, you do get some really nice flavours in them. I just feel like they've just not quite got, like, I don't know, the texture to back it up, or something special about some of them. Yeah, so but nonetheless, I do feel like though it's a nice set, and it's good. It's a good value for money set, and I do think it's and I do think the chocolate taste nice, and I think the proportions are really well done in this, and I feel like they really complement each other well. So all in all, I think there's a good selection, a good range of things, and a good set of flavours, and they're not all typical. You're not just getting loads of different... Well, you are getting different truffles in them, but they are quite distinctly flavoured, and I would say that's not like a typical chocolate selection where you get a truffle and it's just a hazelnut truffle with something else, or it's a hazelnut praline with something else. They are actually specifically flavoured like something interesting. So while there's a few truffles, it's done in a really good way. And some of the things that are labelled as truffles are still like, more like a cream. So I think it comes across pretty well with the textures. And for that reason, I think for me it's a good 4 out of 5, and I think that's a good rating for a chocolate selection. I say most of them are 3.5s, and I think this one is a good one. It's a good one. It's definitely above average. I don't think it's not really going to blow your socks off, but for the price, $4.99 for what you get and the way it comes across and some interesting flavours, I think it's a nice set. It just doesn't have the sort of oomph behind the branding really, so I think it won't come across as a quality present for people, but unfortunately because of branding and this, that and the other, but it's still nice. So yeah, so for me, 4 out of 5. Yeah, it's a good one. I recommend this one. Yeah, but just it just falls down in places that I think it could just slightly improve upon. But as I say, for chocolate selection, a 4 out of 5 I think is a good rating. Normally the 3.5s I think. So yeah, 4 out of 5, a nice one. Above average, definitely. And as I say, compared to other chocolate selections, I think there's a good selection in here. None of them are terrible. None of them are just the same thing over. I said there's one slightly iffy one in it, but none of them are really just hazelnut truffles with other things. And none of them have any lip service to any flavours like white chocolate, where it's just a little millimetre of white chocolate on the top. They actually do properly have a good white chocolate selection and a good dark chocolate selection as well. Although not quite. I'll say a good dark chocolate selection. It's missing a bit more than the white actually, which is strange. Because one of them is the Christmas mess one, but the Jaffa Cake one I think was the best in the set for me. It just wasn't quite Jaffa Cakey enough, the cake part. But there we go. Yes. Yeah, nice surprise. But what's the cost to flavour rating? Yeah, I don't try to go. The cost is a difficult one. I don't try to incorporate the cost because the cost is quite relative, unfortunately. Or what's the word? Subjective. Because the cost, because it depends. Because these sort of things, because basically it's it depends what you're after. Because of course you buy these as gifts for people generally. So that's a difficult one. It's a hard one to say. It's not. I can't really comment too much. It is $4.99, which is still quite expensive, really, to be honest with you. But it's cheaper. It's half the price than a Hotel Chocolate H box. I was going to say Xbox then. But then $4.99 is still a lot for what you are paying. Really, it's just cheaper in comparison to the H box. But when you consider other chocolate selections like roses or something like that, or when you get a tub of roses which have more than 13 chocolates in, which this only has 13 of. It's actually still expensive, so it's all relative really, and so it's all down to your own personal circumstances, I would say. But for me, it's a good chocolate selection. It's very hard to say. A lot of the chocolate selections aren't worth what you pay for them. This isn't really worth $4.99, I would have said, because you can get milk tray which has about 40 chocolates in it or something for about £3 or something like that, £4. I'm not sure, something like that. But then the quality in them is not quite as good, so it's a difficult one, but nonetheless it still would probably cost about the same probably to make all the same amount of content. So I don't know. But if you bought the Hotel Chocolat equivalent, yes, it's definitely, I'd say it's better than the Hotel Chocolat equivalents, I think. So I see what you're saying, Tails. It's just a very hard one. It's hard. It's a hard one to answer because there's so many different chocolates out there. But the Hotel Chocolat equivalents, I would say, I think these are better than them. I just feel they are, because I feel the Hotel Chocolat ones generally all have very similar tasting chocolates, like just truffles generally, and then as I say, they miss. They have like white chocolate in them, but then it'll be a very thin layer of white chocolate or something like that. Sometimes like that or something. It'll be like one of those ones where it looks a bit like a rounded off pyramid, and it has like a little layer on the top that's meant to be white chocolate, but it's a very small amount on the top. And stuff like this. I don't know. Hard one to say. It depends on the selection, of course. But I definitely feel these ones are no worse than the Hotel Chocolat ones, and as they half the price. I think these compare very well with those, but they don't have the prestige behind them. So if you bought these as a gift for someone, when you're buying a gift for someone, unfortunately the branding is something. You're normally buying something for someone that they wouldn't normally buy for themselves, either because of a cost or just the indulgence of it. And that's the problem really. So even though the Hotel Chocolat ones are no way worth double to almost triple the amount of these ones, it has got that oomph behind it that you're buying something special for someone. And I don't really know how to counter that. It's a very difficult one to, it's a very hard one to talk about, that one, because it is just the power of branding and it's the power of presence and things. But I think for the real bonus for this one is if you just want some chocolates at your home, with yourself or your partner or whatever, they're just a good one just to get and enjoy for both of you. And when you think, well, we're not really bothered about spending double the price on Hotel Chocolat just for something to have on a normal night, then these ones kind of tick those boxes basically. But again, it all depends on what you deem an extravagance, or what you're willing to accept as a quality present yourself, or whatever, or whoever you're giving a present to. If they would sort of not mind the Aldi, branding or whatever. I know it's Moser Roth, but you know what I mean. It depends, and again, it's a hard one to sort of to talk about there. It's a bit of snobbery there. There's a bit of this, that, and the other there, and as I say, also it's just the power of brands. It's whether you are willing to sort of accept a half the price product as a gift from someone and feel like it's something special. And it's a hard one to say that. I don't know. It's a difficult one. So I'm not sure hard one to sort of make a statement on that one, I think. So hopefully that's made sense anyway. Fingers crossed. Hope you know where I'm coming at anyway. But yeah, it's not bad all in all, everyone. Yeah, not too bad at all. It's been an interesting review, that one. Hope you don't mind too much, Andrew, that probably didn't like it quite as much as you. But as I say, 4 out of 5, as you know from all my chocolate selections, is still high in compared to the other ones. And I still think this is a nice one, and I say a lot of the Hotel Chocolat offerings for sure. So yeah, so there we go. Interesting. Yes, wonder if they're both given out as packaging in a blind test, if you'd even notice. Yeah, I don't think you would. I think you would definitely think these were... I think you would definitely, not think any less of these at all. Yeah. You could even slip one of the Hotel Chocolat boxes, or you could put it in. I think it's the same size. You could take, if you were one of those people, you could take the Hotel Chocolat box and just put these inside them. If you had an empty Hotel Chocolat box, you could do that. I think that might be against the spirit of things, but you could do it, because I'm sure it would fit in. I think Joe says, yeah, indeed, would love to receive as a gift. Exactly, and you could get 2 of them as well, or 2 different ones. But again, it's whether whether you would mind with not getting an Hotel Chocolat one, which has the prestige and the branding behind it. And that's a hard one to talk about. That it's like if you want a pair of shoes and you get one that's sort of like as I say, a budget brand or not. Would you mind as much as a gift rather than getting one of the branded ones? I'm not too sure. But yeah, so it's one of those. It's a hard one to talk about that. I'm not really sure what the answer to that is. It just depends on you yourself and this, that, and the other. How you feel about branding and things like this. So yeah. So there we go. All right, guys. Well, it's been a good one, that one. Yes, a good, good review. Hope you enjoyed it. It was good to chat to you all. Good to see you again, Tails, as well. And thanks again for your support, Tails, in the gaming session. I know you couldn't join, but it's good that you were in the audience, and I really appreciated that. So thank you so much. Yes, and and thanks, Angie, for turning up as well. Scotty for poking your head in as well. Yes, not sure if anyone else in earlier on. I can't quite recall now. And Joe, yes. Let's see, and hey, got to get down to business here and start some prepared that good old sale. Whole week far this time. Let's see the outcome. Well, yes. Well, if you're still in Discord, you could have posted it, but yeah. We hope it goes well, Joe. Yeah, we're finished here now anyway, so you stayed just at a good time. So good to see you again, Jazz. I hope you're doing all right, and good to see you as well, Tails, of course. And as I say, and Andrew as well, and Scotty as well. Good to see you all. Hope you're having a lovely day. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. Have a good evening. Have a good weekend, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday for Stash Watch. Alright, take care everyone. As I say, there's about a 6-second delay, so I might miss your responses, whatever, but I'll try and try and do as best I can. Great show as always. Thanks for having a peaceful weekend, everyone. See you soon. Thanks, Joe. And I appreciate it's nice to actually discuss chocolates a bit more in depth. I never knew I cared so much. Yeah. Well, there you go, Tails. This is what it's about, isn't it? Yeah, it's nice to be able to do that. So, yeah, it's always good to hear from you. Thank you so much. And yeah, really good to hear from you. Thanks for all your support, Tails. Alright, take care. Well, have a good evening. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Take care, Tails. Bye.